uncalled for. I'm not very much in favor of the counting of points.
Does it work for you? No.
Hello, and welcome back to your favorite figure skating podcast, The Runthrough, where we talk about all the things that make us kiss, make us cry, and make us go so long that we have to record a part 2 to the lore of me.
Yes.
I am Ashley Wagner. I am joined by Adam Rapon and Sarah Hughes, and we are back, baby, for part 2 of the lore.
I like how you said us going so long we need a part 2, as though that is a novel concept for this podcast.
I know. We're known to be long-winded.
Yappers.
Known
Yeah,
for a few
long-winded.
parts.
Thorough.
Now,
Thorough.
can I give a little background on part 1?
Yeah, please.
So I want everyone to know that we recorded part 1, and I would say it was a rousing success.
Mm-hmm.
So we decided that, like, at the time of the recording, we had already gone like an hour and a half in. And so that's when we were like, let's call it. Let's do a part 2.
Mm-hmm.
We get off of the call. I save my audio. I smile at my friends. I watch a Wakaba baby edit as we exit the podcast.
Did you? I
Yeah.
didn't know that part of the
Well,
story.
like the ending.
oh,
You know,
Oh,
like our
okay,
ending
the
credits.
outro video. Okay,
Yes.
yes.
All is good in the world, you know? Everything should be good. And then all of a sudden, blackout. We're
Mhm.
gone.
He
The
blacked
girls are freaking out. The girls, Sarah and Ashley.
out. Mhm.
Where'd Adam go? Why'd he quit?
That isn't what I remember happening when you disappeared from the call.
Well, it
I
was
don't actually
traumatizing.
remember a reaction at all from either.
I just remember
of us.
looking down at my phone being like, why is Adam FaceTiming me right now?
Well, let me tell you, my computer turned off. And when I say off, I mean the final off. It died. It would not.
Did they give you a biological reason for what happened?
They said, what have you been running on this? And I told them all of the things I was like using on the computer. And they're like, yeah, that's a lot for this old MacBook Air.
Right. And then JP appears
Like
out of thin
what?
air and just goes, I know, right? I told him the
What's
same
too much
thing."
for the MacBook Air that you're doing?
Like
I
the
mean,
These
I guess-
are like
software is a
very
lot.
fancy, expensive computers, even the Air. So
No.
I'm trying to understand like what, and we don't use complicated software for this podcast.
You would think.
We record it on a website. We use
Okay.
we do. It's not a
I mean,
program the computer
that's-
has to run. I'm
that's true.
genuinely curious. Like, what am I not supposed to do on my computer?
Well, I
Use
don't
it.
even know, because like I treat the computer well. Like I close the applications. I even turn it off. And I know a lot of people don't do that. A lot
I
of
don't
people
do
just
that.
close the
I don't
lid.
do that. Yeah.
Well,
Oh my God, that's the
Well-
most annoying thing that like Alex will ask me if my computer's acting up or my phone's being weird. He's like, well, when's the last time you closed out all your apps and turned it off? I'm like, you don't have to do that.
Yeah,
You
you don't
shouldn't
ask
have to do
a
that.
woman to do that.
You shouldn't have to.
You shouldn't have.
Build a
I
better
should-
computer.
I should be able to have 5,000 apps running at one time.
And I
Yes.
do.
And I don't. And mine
do.
broke. So
Huh?
I think
actually will close out of my apps semi-regularly on my phone, but I
Okay.
never really do it on the computer.
I always do it because my MacBook was lagging a little bit. And I think, I don't know if it was Ashley Lore or if I don't know if it was trying to edit a Lisa McKinnon YouTube video that really did it in. But it's a combination of the two, probably.
And
But
it's dead.
it croaked. And
Yeah.
so now I'm on a new computer. I had to get a brand new computer.
You look
Great.
great though.
Thank you. It was worth it.
the video update,
Yeah.
worth it.
Well, because you two look like supermodels in like high definition. And I was really looking, I mean, I still look a little bit more orange than you, but I don't know whose, fault that is.
Mm-hmm.
Is it mine?
We'll never
No.
know.
We'll never know.
I don't think
But
so.
one thing we do know is the first part of Ashley's lore. And so where we left off was the very end of the 2011-2012 season.
Right.
Ashley
Things
had
had just
really,
started going my way.
they did.
She had struck out on her own. She
Mhm.
left home for California. Tale as
Mhm.
old as time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
among
it's
us?
giving. It's very Oregon Trail of me.
Oh,
Who
yeah.
among us hasn't left home for California? On this
All
podcast,
Feifel goes west. Ashley went west looking for gold, and she found it.
Oh my God, Anna, that was great.
I just thought of it.
That's like a Orange County Register article title.
so true.
Something new, something old.
blue.
Wagner Bell.
Go 1, 2.
Something old, something new.
Something
we
old,
go.
something new. Yeah.
So, to keep me on track, because now I know the rest of this by heart, I have Ashley's competitive history in front of me.
Okay.
So, Ashley goes in, she ends the season with Mr. Nix, and it's a rousing success. The Philip Mills programs look fantastic. Ashley's not wearing over the boot tights anymore. There's so many things
Oh
that are
no.
changing.
Actually, I saw a couple of comments here and I need to acknowledge something. I won my first national title in over the boot tights. And I
Yeah.
need to own that publicly and explain myself because it's important you know that
You can do anything you put your mind to.
people can change. People can
You
grow.
can do anything you put your mind to, including cover your boots with your own Mondor
Right.
tights.
Exactly. It wasn't until maybe the season after that I
It was.
fully committed to bare boot.
Well, this is where I feel like in the first season with Mr. Nix, there was a polish. And I actually went back and was watching a lot of like your old like competitive skates. And there's just something about like there's just like a polish to these. And we talked about it in the first episode where you had bought into the Ashley Wagner fantasy of Ashley
Mhm.
Wagner, the great skater. You had bought into it in this season. I think slowly but surely. There were moments where I think throughout your career you knew you could do it, and this was like you broke through the glass ceiling. You saw it. You had the medals now to prove it to yourself. And this is also where like you have a change of the way that you see yourself, and you take ownership of the way that like you look, and you go out onto the ice. And I think that there was a care, but now it wasn't somebody else telling you how you should look. You were taking ownership of that. And that even started with, I mean, it's as simple as like not wearing the over the boot tights. You know, you were
dyeing
doing,
my hair. I started getting highlights.
oh yeah, with what was her name? Annie?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I went
Uh-huh.
to Annie once to get my hair done. She fixed it after I put sun in it because Ashley told me I had to, quote, get it fixed now.
It's
Well,
turning green, Hannah.
It was getting a patina, which like your hair should never like acquire a patina.
I don't know
Yeah,
what
you
that
should
word
never look like
means.
what happened to Lady Liberty, where she once was bronze and now she's
And it's
green.
rusting.
Patina.
Yeah, like Sarah, you know, like brass.
Oxidization.
It can
right?
be like
Yeah,
shiny
what it is.
gold looking, and then as it
Yes.
patinas, it gets this
Okay.
like brown look.
Yeah. I never knew that there was a word for that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There
Thank you.
is.
You
Oh,
definitely don't want
also-
that happening to your hair.
No.
No.
Word that I was looking for, Sarah, if any of you are listening and you're not members of the Patreon, we had a special Patreon drop this week. And the word that I was looking for where I was trying to describe Naomi's dress was stigmata.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
more you know.
if you listen to Ashley and I talk about the Met Gala this week, that's the word
Stigmata.
you were missing.
Yep.
Adam, were you
Stigmata.
aware that we did a pop culture episode this week?
No, I need to go
Yeah.
listen to it. I'm so
Yeah.
excited.
I texted Sarah and I was like, well, since Adam can't make our time, should we just do something?
Oh, I'm so excited. Oh my
Yeah.
God, I love the Patreon.
And we did tell the story of your computer dying from our perspective.
Yeah.
So now the
Okay.
listeners will have, you've now told your perspective of what happened to you,
Mm.
and we told ours already. So
Yeah, and
everybody
you're
has seen it
gonna-
from all sides.
Listen to us and be like, those dubious bitches.
Yeah. They have put a patina on me. How dare they?
There was a patina on your MacBook Air. It was
They're
changing.
It was
changing on the
changing.
inside.
Mhm. But I think like at this point, Ashley, would this maybe be your first season with Stars on Ice?
Yes. Yep.
And so I think like you started working in like these like big professional shows. You were doing
Mhm.
international tours, you were doing the Stars on Ice tour, and this like opened your eyes to the way that like, and if we're gonna be honest, like we can give ice dance, you know, a bunch of crap here or there. A bunch of crap. I've never said that phrase in my life, by the way. A bunch of crap.
Crap.
Also, it's not like we're harping on dancers ever. Well,
Well,
someone's probably disagreeing
are
with that,
we?
but like,
No. I'm just saying that like as single skaters, sometimes we're like, they don't jump.
exactly.
Oh, well, yeah. you
Yeah,
guys
but they
do say
can
that.
skate. Well, they
Yeah.
don't.
And they know how to package themselves the hell out.
They sell. They sell.
And this was your first time seeing like, oh, Meryl Davis isn't wearing thick sweater like Mondor tights. She's wearing
Oh my gosh. Yes.
fishnets.
This is actually how I switched over to tights. My first Stars on Ice tour, because they give you tights because they want the tights ideally to kind of be a similar color. Don't worry about what your skin tone is. Here's your
Don't.
tights.
No, your
Um,
skin tone now is Stars on Ice tan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your skin tone is leg.
And so it was this really specific, like broad, you probably like can get it on Broadway, but I've never seen these tights. I think they're actually Mondor, but they're very, very, very thin. Like the denier is very low, I think it is.
Mhm.
Either way,
The denier.
Another word I don't know.
And now I'm in Sarah's camp.
yeah, I think it has to do something with like the weave and how tightly it's woven or something like it's
Okay.
the sheerness basically.
I'm going
Got
to be
it.
using that nonstop.
Oh, the
what's
denier.
Yeah. But
Robert De Niro.
I'm
Robert
definitely
De Niro.
saying it wrong. It's like denier or who knows?
Okay.
Denier.
Oh, that's like
Um,
when we like you started like when you started to make money, you started to buy like some like nice clothes for yourself, and you really
Right.
liked this one brand called Joie. And Ashley was like, "Oh my God, I love this brand." And she like walked in and she was like, "I love Joey." And they're like, "Who's Joey?" And the
I
brand
said
is
this in
called
front of
Joie.
people, like
At the
communicating
store who worked there?
convert.
Uh-huh.
Well, no, with like my boyfriend's very adult friends who were normal people, and I'm like, oh my God, I love Joey, and she's like, you mean Joie?
Mhm.
And I wanted to, if I
Yeah.
could have crumpled up into a paper bag.
No,
and
that's like you'll never see me
disintegrated.
again. You'll never
and
see
I
me again.
honestly don't think
No.
I saw that woman ever again.
For the
No,
best.
but you did see Joie again, and you went in and you were fine then.
Big Joey Joie fan. But yeah, Stars on Ice, I ended up going on tour, and I feel like you can tell the difference when you watch skaters pre and post tour
Shows.
stars, the shows. Oh my God, because it's an opportunity night after night after night to get live feedback from an audience about what they like and what they don't like.
Mhm.
And what they liked from me was shaking my tits, whipping my ponytail,
Mhm.
Yep.
being like the sassy girl. And so I was like, okay, I can do this. They like it. This is who I am now.
Yes. And I think like people don't really talk about how like the shows are great for the skaters. They're fun. It's like blah, 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 whatever. Developmentally, shows are so important to a skater in their growth.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the biggest advantages that a lot of like we see so many of the Russian athletes in the past, when they would go to these competitions, they'd be doing a ton of shows.
Mhm.
Sometimes they can take away from like the training, but they're so important because, like Ashley's saying, this is the first time where she's not having to, or any of us would have to get online and see a perception of like, how did somebody like this? Or we're hearing it from a judge, like Ashley's saying, it's like you hear it in real time. You see what an audience is like, because they're more rowdy. They're like, they're celebrating,
Yeah.
they're clapping, they're screaming. And so you see it in real time, and night after night, you see what works and what doesn't work, and you develop a style.
Yeah.
And you see the reaction of like, even if you're not doing something that's like,
Well, and you just get more comfortable performing in general because you have to do it over and over again, regardless of the style. It's like the reps alone
right.
are
But
going to
in
make
those
someone
reps,
more emotive, and you know what I mean?
Yes, totally. And it's in those reps that you find that style, because
Mhm.
you've like, you don't want to go out there and get a golf clap and then the next person goes out and you're like, I beat them in competition, and they get a standing ovation.
I mean, and that's the thing. All of a sudden, you're like, well, how do I make myself the fan favorite? How do I turn myself into someone that people are like really excited to watch? And I think the shows are the biggest. The person that I think of the most, like pre and post shows and how they performed, Joanie Rochette.
Yes.
Like once she went on tour, boom! Oh my God, her skating completely changed, and she was just a totally different athlete. So
Yes. And I mean, this is a different conversation, but this is why it's like, I would love if there was a pro circuit, because the skaters only get better and better. It's just even better.
if
But
there
I
was a pro
think
circuit, would you come back? No.
I just got a new computer. I guess maybe if
to
I have
pay
to
it
pay it
off.
off. If I have to pay off the MacBook Pro, yeah, I'll twist my ankles and I'll go out there and do a few twirls.
I feel like you would enjoy it, Adam.
Yeah.
I think I would. Oh yeah, I think I
Yeah.
absolutely would. Actually, I'm gonna go. I'm training. But there is something about this tour, because in the next season, there's always been this conversation and this flux of like, okay, because it's been a pattern that we've had a new national champion almost every year at this point.
Mhm.
Like there has not really been a repeat national champion since Michelle Kwan. It's
Mhm.
just been different. There's not
It's been
really
a
been
rotating
somebody.
door of champions.
Yes, like who's gonna step up? Who's gonna like fill in that space that Cohen and Kwan left?
Mhm.
And in this next season, it's absolutely it's Ashley. She's like right out of the gate at the Grand Prix. She wins her first Grand Prix event, and then she wins her second Grand Prix event, and she goes to the final. Like like she goes into the Grand Prix final as like one of the absolute like favorites. And there is just like something really exciting about the way that Ashley is skating. Again, the boots aren't covered, no inhibitions. But there is someone coming up through the ranks
Mhm.
who has huge jumps, who is beautiful, and who is from Chicago, the suburbs of Chicago.
Important to know.
Her name's Gracie Gold, and she's a junior skater. And as we get into this like next season, there's a lot of buzz about this Gracie Gold. She's going to be senior for the very first time. What's the deal? What's going on? So Ashley goes to the Grand Prix final, and at the Grand Prix final, she gets her very first medal, a silver. Ashley's the silver medalist at the Grand Prix final. So Ashley's staking her claim as one of the very best women skaters in the whole world.
Also, this Grand Prix final in our opening video, the uterus fall in this video is from the Grand Prix final.
Yes. Now,
Still got second.
Still got
and that
second.
wasn't
I
her
was
only
that good.
fall.
Can you believe?
but you had a great short program, and like the rest of the event was like, it was also, everybody had like rough skates, and you also, like, let's talk about it. You got up from your uterus falling out, you shoved it back in, and then you did another jump.
Yeah, that a triple flip or something at the end of the program.
Yes.
Yep.
So we head into this national championship. Ashley's the overwhelming favorite, but people cannot stop talking about this Gracie Gold. And so Gracie goes, and there's so much pressure on her because they're like, and I think this is where Ashley starts to feel, and I think like, because we were in it, and Ashley, you and I were like very good friends at this point. Like we were very close. So when I say we were in it, I'm like, I'm in it. I'm on like we're in the thick of it together at this point. And so I think it's easy to feel that like all eyes turn to like Gracie. But when I like am starting to watch all of these like videos again and like refresh my memory and see it from a new perspective, I think that everyone was just, it wasn't like we're done with Ashley, which it could feel that way. It was really like, we want a rivalry.
Yeah.
We want
two is
Quan
better than one.
Lipinski. 2 is better than 1.
2 stars is better than 1 star.
Right.
For any federation.
Yeah.
And we don't want just 1. We want, exactly, 2. We want these 2 stars. Not to just repeat what you just said in just like a different tone.
No, but I liked it in the tone you did it in.
Options. Just like US figure skating wanted. Options.
That's where I was like, okay, cool. I finally make it happen. I finally pushed through. And a rivalry at that point in my career, I was like, no, I'm okay. Thank you. I'm not interested in that. Hindsight, though, that was like one of the best things for the sport, at least like in US figure skating. It was awesome.
And I would say one of the best things for your career.
Agreed. But in the moment, I was not interested in that.
No, you weren't.
I wanted some comfort for a little bit.
We go into this national championship, and Ashley in the short program, she's solid as a rock, like just super, super solid.
Surprise. That's not like me.
And Gracie Gold, who everybody, all eyes on Gracie. So the Gracie Gold's rivalry started kind of the season before, because at the last minute at the World Team Trophy, they decide that they're going to send Ashley Wagner, our national champion, and Gracie Gold, our junior national champion, sort of in an unprecedented turn of events.
Mm-hmm.
The World Team Trophy was not an old event at this point.
This
but
is
like,
what year? You're jumping back. What year are you talking about?
I'm talking about the season before. Ashley had
Before
just
what?
Before the. So this is.
He's
the
talking
season,
about the end of 2012 season.
Yes, sorry.
So the spring of 2012.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, before the last competition of the
World
2012
Team Trophy.
season. Yes,
Okay.
Ashley was just 4th at Worlds.
Okay.
She was just the 4 continents champion. They sent Gracie Gold to the World Team Trophy with Ashley as the 2nd female. So that's when the conversation of, that's why we've been talking about it all of this next season that we're in. Ashley wins her 2 Grand Prix. She goes to the Grand Prix final. She gets a silver medal. But
is
we're
Gracie competing senior internationally in 12-13?
Yes.
She competes senior nationals, obviously, but she's going to like senior Grand Prix events in the fall of 2012.
She is, and we can confirm that.
I would imagine that she was,
believe you. I'm just asking.
They do love to like send someone up to the senior ranks at that point really quickly.
Well,
yes, they really do. They're
like, get on up.
Do. Yeah.
So let's see. Let's do like a real time. So she goes.
I see Gracie at Skate Canada and Cup of Russia in the fall of 2012.
Yes, that's true.
7th and then 2nd.
Yes. So she does get a medal on the Grand Prix. And so that's,
So there's,
good.
I'm just confirming that they're like senior together now fully.
Yes.
Okay.
It's good to confirm because I didn't, right? And that's why there's 3 of us.
I'm doing citizen journalism.
A citizen's arrest.
Citizens arresting you.
So there's just this huge conversation of like what's going to happen, and Ashley has the track record at this point, but Gracie has these jumps that nobody can deny. They're insane. It looks like she's like a barrel jumper. Like
Oh,
they're
and her
enormous,
triple combination is so
squeaky
reliable. It's
clean.
massive. It covers so much ice. What was it? Flip toe, I think, was her main
Let's toe.
money
Let's
maker.
toe.
Let's toe. Okay.
Yeah.
And in this era, triple, it's like, because where we are in the judging system, the thing that is really important is a clean program with clean jumps. And so
Squeaky.
there is no 70% of the base value if something gets downgraded. It is, if it's under rotated, it's considered downgraded. You get the points of a double. So if you think you've done a nice triple and it gets downgraded, you're just getting the points of a triple double. So Ashley's not really pushing the triples at this point because it's more important to get full points. But Gracie's triple, there's no denying how clean it is all the time. Clean as a whistle. Short program, Ashley, solid as a rock. It looks like she's going to win her second national title, her second consecutive. Gracie has some struggles in the short program, but in the free skate, Gracie is amazing. She has this amazing free skate. Ashley is solid, but she struggles a little bit in the free skate, but she had such a lead that she wins her second national title. But now it's really set in stone. The rivalry has begun because Gracie wins the free skate. We go to the World Championships, and there's a lot of talk of like, could these be the women that we see on the podium? First time we're going to have a female, U.S. athlete on the podium since Kimmy Meisner in 2006. Are we going to see it? And they both struggle a little bit at the World Championships. But they come away and they have like a really great, they have a really successful World Championships. They get 3 spots for the next year. They're both 5th and 6th. The next season is the Olympic year. Ashley is going into this as the 2-time and reigning national champion, and she has the track record of all of these great international events. She is by far and large our most successful and most well-responded to American athlete internationally. Ashley goes into this, and actually, this is another really important thing. Let's go back to that Grand Prix final where Ashley's uterus fell out of her body.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm back there.
Let's return.
I'm picturing it.
Now,
Where my
this Grand Prix
uterus still
final
is.
was in Sochi. It was a test event for the Olympic Games. And Mr. Nix is getting older at this point. Like he's getting older, and this was a really tough trip. It was a really tough trip. Ashley, can you talk about a little bit I know we've talked about it before, but it was really hard to get to Sochi.
It was really hard to get to Sochi. I don't even remember how we had to go about it. It was like 3 flights involved. And on top of that season, I went to Japan Open. I think I had an NHK assignment or something to that degree. Then there's this crazy travel for the Grand Prix final. And then are those the worlds that are in Japan?
I'm not sure. Gosh.
We went from Nice to
It was far.
It was far. Or we were in Beijing. I was there with you. Either way, we did that. And then I did Japan Open, or not Japan Open.
The World Team Trophy.
World Team Trophy. So I went to Japan and other places that were just really far, way too many times. And he traveled with me.
2013 Worlds was Ontario, London.
Okay, well, we didn't have to go that far, but
it's far from the West Coast.
Well, it's
Far from the
also
West Coast.
it's all in combination with the whole season. It's like you've been to Japan twice or whatever. Like you're going to
Yeah.
Sochi. It's like
it's a lot of travel. And
Yeah.
he, Mr. Nix, was early 80s at this point. So I will never forget this. I was on tour, and in the spring you're on tour, and that is when NBC had their pre-Olympic photo shoot. So I was returning from tour to LA to participate in this photo shoot, and Mr. Nix was like, can we get together and grab a coffee? I'll meet you at your hotel. I'm like, sure, no problem. He sat me down, and he was just like, I'm not going to be able to travel with you next year. I think it's best if you find another coach for this season. And Mr. Nix is like very much at the end of his career with elite athletes. He's like, I've done this. I don't need to go down this road again. He'd only been working with me for pretty much like a season, 2 seasons. And so it felt very jarring, but like in the through his perspective of, oh, I've worked with so many skaters and I've only worked with her for 2 seasons. For him, it wasn't jarring. It was just like, I can't do this anymore. So I left this conversation. It happened in 5 minutes. Like he's very dry. And so he was just like, this is done. And I called Adam and I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Mr. Nix isn't working with anyone. And so we go back to the drawing board.
Yes, we go back to the drawing board. And Ashley calls me. I'm at like the Pickwick Gardens in Burbank. I'm there with Mariah because I had actually so just quickly on the season before, I was wanting to move out to California to work with Frank Carroll. And Frank Carroll told me that like I'm still working with Evan. It's not like, I can't do it. You should I wish Raphael Artunian was here. I'm sure he would love you. And I always thought about that. And so then I spent the next season in Detroit, and I really wanted to go out to work with Raphael in the summer. And so I had talked to Ashley about this. So it was my time to go to Ashley and be like, what do you think? And Ashley was like, you should move to California.
Right. I'm like, who's Raphael Artunian? You should do it.
Yeah. She didn't care yet. She would care. And so I moved out to Raphael, and I loved working with him. And Frank Carroll was right. He was right. I did love working with him, and I loved it. So I had just moved out to California, and Mariah used to work with Frank Carroll. At this point, she wasn't working with Frank Carroll. But I was living in Lake Arrowhead. Mariah Nagasu is from Arcadia, California. It's about 45 minutes from there. And so very often I would go down the hill and I would stay with Mariah, and I would skate and train in LA with her. And so I'm with Mariah. I'm warming up in the parking lot of Pickwick, and Ashley calls me and she's sobbing, crying. And, Ashley had just found this stability. She had just won these 2 national titles. She had just gotten the coach that everything's coming together. And now he's saying I can't do this. I can't do this travel. And Ashley was really understanding, in the moment, she got it. She understood what was happening. She understood why.
Yeah, because I also didn't want to be traveling that much. It was insane.
Yes. But she was like, what am I going to do? I don't know what I'm going to do. And I remember that I talked to her and I was like, you know what? You're in California. I just started working with this guy, Raphael, and I love working with him. It's kind of no skin off your nose. Why don't you just come up to Lake Arrowhead and see what you think? Why don't you just see it? And Ashley was a little optimistic about it, but there was definitely some hesitancy because Ashley's never worked with any sort of Eastern European coach before. And at this point, it's really there's American technique and then there's quote unquote Russian technique. And everybody sees the schools as 2 completely different things. People see the Russian technique as this oh, they're doing this and that. And the Americans are we're classic. We do classic technique. And so it's just this real hard line in the sand. Sorry. I broke, not the computer. rear. And I think that was the biggest hesitancy that you were feeling of I don't know if this is going to be a good fit. I've never skated with somebody like this. And cut to Ashley, and in a moment of divine intuition, as she is known to have, she came up and I said, Raphael, I want you to meet one of my friends. Her name's Ashley. And he's like, I know, I've been watching her. She's a solid girl. I was like, And I'm like,
His
yes,
first time calling me fat.
solid. And he's like, oh yes, she's very strong. I was like, well, she is working with Mr. Nix right now, and he is like, I think he's starting to retire. And Ashley wanted to know if she can come up and she could maybe like skate a little bit with you and just see if she likes it. And he was like, sure, tell her to come anytime. So
And
Ashley,
Raph is also so like old school respectful of like Frank Carroll, Mr. Nix. It's like the generation before him. He really acknowledges their knowledge and influence and is like he always insisted no matter what, like I keep Mr. Nix written as one of my coaches just because he was such a big part of my skating. Like Raph makes space for these coaches, athletes to come up and work with him.
yes. And I know on the other side of it, Raphael, like one of the first calls he made was to Mr. Nix and be like, I just had this conversation. Is this true? Is this
Mm.
right?
Is
Mr.
this
Nix
true?
is like, it's true.
Yeah.
Rumors
I'm
are true.
done.
Yeah.
He's like, please take her.
Please, I can't.
I saw her uterus in Sochi. I don't need to see it again. And so Ashley comes and she skates and we get on a session together. And Raphael gives her a few like little corrections here or there. And the thing about working with Raphael was like, I never felt there was like a technique. Everything he said just sort of like, it all made sense with the way that you should be skating.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, well, now you're going to pat your head and rub your stomach with the other hands. It was just like, well, why would you do it like this if you're skating in this direction?
Right.
Like
It's physics. He just uses physics to help technique.
And so I remember him giving you like one or two like little ideas of something to do here or there, and you responded really well to it and you felt good. And you were on the ice with him for maybe 20 minutes. And I remember that I was sitting on the side, like retying my skate, and you came up to me and you were like, yeah, I'm moving here. I'm going to skate with him. He's going to be my new coach. Do you remember that? Like I
Yes,
vividly
I
remember
do.
you
I can
being
see you, but my gut was just like, this is it. I had also called Frank because the first suggestion that Mr. Nix had, he's like, I want you to call Frank and I want you to ask Frank to coach you. And I called Frank and Frank is like, no. And he basically was like, I have too much on my plate and I just don't have time for you, like respectfully.
Yes.
But what I think was so interesting, Gracie was not with Frank yet.
Yes.
And so he said no to me. I have too much on my plate.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask. Was
I
Gracie
was
already
to
with
tell
him?
you about this after.
I would imagine it's
After?
like the behind the scenes that I was not privy to, but I would assume that he knew that Gracie was coming to him, and so he turned me down. But
didn't
either
say
way,
that.
he didn't say that, and it was one of him. I would have been lucky to work with Frank. Period. Anyone is, but going with Raph was one of the like best decisions I ever made in my life.
So I know. So when I went to go and work with Frank this season before, I liked working with Frank and I was like, okay, this is it. I'm going to ask Frank if he'll take me on as a student. So I talked to him and he gave me the spiel of like, I'm still working with Evan, blah, blah, blah. Basically, he was trying to be like, I'm also retiring.
Right,
That's
like,
what he was
please
trying to
stop
say.
bugging me, people.
Yes. And so I remember that I told, because he was working with Mirai and he was working also with Dice Murakami. And I remember telling them both like what Frank told me. They were like, what did he say? And I said like, this and that. And I remember Dice Murakami saying, oh, you know what you should just do? You should just like not leave. That's what I did.
So
Frank told them no. But they just kept getting lessons to the point where they were like, well, can you go to the competition with me at least? You work with me every day, which is, I think, exactly how it worked with Gracie.
Okay.
So
I don't have the like chutzpah to do that.
Just not leave.
I really appreciate people who do. I would not have been able to do that. I would have felt so awkward.
Well, then he just, he gave in and he let God and he let Gracie is what
he let gold.
Let go
he
and
let
gold.
Yes. Let go, get gold. So I remember that Ashley now starts to work with Raphael. And it's like, listen, like working with a new coach is tough But if anybody could do it, and anybody who's had so many coaches throughout her career, it is Ashley. And I think that you started working with Raphael at this like really pivotal time because the technical standard was also improving. Now a triple
Yeah.
triple is something that's like you need it.
Well, now
You
the
need to
Russian
have this.
girls are much more prominent. This is like Satnikova, Lipnitskaya. We're going head to head with Leonova, all the Radionova. It's like the triple triple is starting to become mandatory for you to be competitive.
Tuktamisheva, like you need it.
Tuktamisheva, yeah.
Like she's, you know, a little bit
Yeah.
further on from here, but like you
But
need
it's
it at
starting
this
to
point.
happen.
Yeah.
It's happening.
The
Because
Russians are
Carolina
coming.
Kostner wins her world title, no triple triple.
Mhm.
You know, Alyssa Sisney wins Grand Prix final, no triple triple. Ashley wins her national titles with no triple triple. This is just like it's the clean programs, but now the clean programs need to include this triple triple combination. And,
Well,
and
that crop of juniors, like Gracie's
Yes.
crop of juniors and on. It's like no, it's the triple triple.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that like Raphael was somebody who like challenged you to change the way you did a few things, which like really helped up your technical, which
Well, he
like
gave me technique. That he's the first coach I ever worked with who was like, okay, whatever this is not it. Like we need to be intentionally doing something.
well, you know what it was? It was really like what you're doing is like you're feeling it. But let me tell you why it feels good and why it feels bad.
Yeah.
And I
He's
think
like
that was
such
the
an
first time.
educational coach. Like he wants you
Yes.
to understand like the theory and the actual mechanics of what you're doing. He's not just like put your arm here, see what happens.
So Ashley now in this season, overwhelming favorite, and for the first time is going to make some good money for herself. She gets some real sponsorship deals, some big ones, some really good ones.
Mhm.
And there's also this pressure of like, well, she'll just be on the Olympic team. Nothing is like set in stone, right? Nothing is set in stone. And it's just, you know, anything goes in an Olympic season. But Ashley skates in this next Grand Prix series, and she comes away and she's like incredibly successful. She gets 2 medals. She gets a bronze and a silver, and she goes to the Grand Prix final, and she gets her 3rd Grand Prix final medal in 4 Grand Prix final appearances. Another bronze medal. Again, it's undeniable that like Ashley is one of the most like successful American international skaters on the scene right now. And so I think at this point, the 2 Grand Prix medals and the Grand Prix final medal is like, this is pretty much solidified that you will be on the Olympic team barring catastrophe. So we go into the national championships, and Gracie is having an Ashley like renaissance where
Mhm.
she's not this like tough tomboy girl from Chicago anymore. Like she's the ice princess. She's bought into her own fantasy.
Right. She's gone to
She's
Frank.
wearing a
She's
red
gone to
lip.
Lori.
Yes.
She's so
She like
polished.
just fully repackaged.
Fully.
kind of,
She doesn't
yeah.
even look like the same girl.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
And
The buns
she-
are different. It's
yeah, the bun she's wearing on her
Performance
head
art.
is on the top of her head.
top of her head, the tightest bun I've ever
Ballerina.
seen.
Yes.
I mean, and honestly, taking myself out of it, she was giving classic American figure skater fantasy, and she played that part so well. She
Mhm.
was stunning. The name, she's talented. Like, it's the perfect package.
And she comes in, so she's been skating these different programs all season, and when she decides that when she finally finalizes it with Frank, it's in the middle of this season. It's not from the beginning, it's in the middle of this season. Frank is like, one of the things you have to do is you need a new short program from Lori Nickel. So she comes to the US Championships with this red dress, with the red lip, with the ballerina bun, and she skates one of the most incredible short programs. And this is like a breakthrough performance for Gracie, because I think like in the past, like she's been so up and down that will she pull it together when we're kind of hoping she will? And she steps into this moment. It's like undeniable, like, oh shit, she's here. So we get to the free skate.
I have a question.
And-
Sorry, I have another question.
Yes.
Is this 2013-14 season the first time you were working with Shaylin? on your programs, Ashley?
Yes.
And David Wilson.
Like, I want to hear
And
about
David
the
Wilson.
programs.
So I'm skating to Shine On You Crazy Diamond for my short program. Mind you, this is before words are allowed. So it's this instrumental version. This is my first time going to Shaylin. I'm trying to think of why I went to Shaylin. Honestly, I might have been, I went on tour with Caitlin Weaver and Andrew Poge the year before, and they're like Shaylin babies.
Mhm.
And I just loved how they moved. I loved everything about their style, and they're just such a product of her. And it just felt like a bit of me. So I went and got the short program done by her. And then I wanted to really step into, okay, everyone else is getting these classic programs. It's time for me to get a David Wilson program. And I think I got connected with David Wilson because of you, Adam. I think that was kind of what led to that. So the program itself that he choreographed for me is stunning. I watched it back recently and was kind of taken aback by it because it's beautiful. I'm skating to, was it Prokofiev's Romeo and Juliet?
Yes.
It is a totally different style, and I fought this program so much because it just didn't feel like me, but it's still a great program. And it was one of those where it never felt really good in competition, even though I competed it well. And on top of that, I think I have this new mentality of like, because I'm going against Gracie, who literally looks like an ice princess. And so I'm like, well, I have to have something different. I'm going to be this edgier girl. I'm skating to rock and roll. I have sex appeal. And then I'm skating to Romeo and Juliet, which is about what, a 14-year-old? So I think I was fighting that just like idea.
Well, because you had just broken away from like, now I'm a woman, and I think like you really are becoming like this artist now. So you're really connecting and trying to like put yourself in the position of the characters you're portraying.
Yeah.
And you had just transitioned out of that like naivete, and like you're wearing fishnets.
I'm wearing fishnets and a hooker lip. But the year before, I was skating to Samson and Delilah. So I really liked this like intense female character, and I just didn't have that with Romeo and Juliet. So even though the program itself is stunning, it's a beautiful David Wilson program. By the time I show up at US Champs, I have this monster hanging on to me. If you didn't qualify last time, you could, fuck it all up again. And I'm using a vehicle that just doesn't feel like it's bringing out my most competitive self and the pressure of that moment. Even though I'm essentially pre-qualified, I have every single one of the criteria that counts for multiple years, with the exception of this one event. It's still, I couldn't get past it, and it just ate me alive.
Which is so funny when you hear it from like the perspective of the person in it, because it's just like, so why would you be worried about it? But it's, when you're in it, it's of course you're worried about it. Like you have to do it.
Well, I'm also one of the first athletes that brings criteria into the conversation, because it's not something, even for us as athletes, that at that time we were thinking about criteria and making sure you're going to these competitions and getting these points. That system existed, but it wasn't something we really talked about that much. So it wasn't at the front of my mind.
Or really saw. Like it was, I mean, honestly, like it was always like your favorites would end up in the top like 2, and there'd be this like wild card of like whoever skates well. And if you skated well at nationals, for the most part, you got it. You got that spot. So we go to the US Championships. Gracie's leading. Christina Gao goes out to skate, and Christina Gao has a rough free skate. And she skates right before Ashley. And Ashley does something that I still shake my head of, why were you
It makes me sick
focused?
to my stomach.
And Ashley goes, because she's trying to be a leading lady. She's trying to do the right thing. Like she's trying to be like a good competitor. Like she's trying to be a good sport. Ashley has to skate like one of the most important programs of her career. Christina has this rough skate, and she's coming off of the ice and she's crying. And Ashley decides, instead of warming up and focusing on her own skate, goes over to Christina and gives her a hug and is patting her on the back. And she's like,
I can't
it's
listen.
okay. It's okay. You're going to be okay.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
It's really nice, Ashley. It is. It's
I mean,
really nice.
It was, and here's the thing:
But
I
it
might
does
actually
feel like
be
a
a nice
sign
person.
of things to come.
It does. I
Yeah.
think
I just think that like you were probably so nervous in that moment, and you could see somebody who was like completely felt what you were
Well,
feeling.
yeah.
And probably also like you're trying to like find something to focus on that is not
Yes.
you about to skate. So it's like, oh, I'm gonna go comfort someone who had a bad skate.
Also, let it be known, Christina Gao and I are like friends.
No,
Yes.
I know.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So just if
It's
you're
not like
listening,
she
I
just
didn't
went
go
up
up
to
to a
some
girl.
random
I didn't
girl.
know.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're the one acting like it's incredibly embarrassing. I don't think it's embarrassing. I just know that it's It's very out of character, so that's why I think it's funny.
Kindness.
But I don't think it. No,
No,
that's
it's out
not
of
what I mean.
character for competitive you.
Oh, yeah,
In
no.
a competitive
in the competitive
headspace.
rink, that is out of character.
I was not in a competitive headspace
Yeah.
at all.
Right.
At all.
I think that you were just trying to make it through this event.
I was. And like there's a lot of media attention, and I was not working with a sports psychologist. And let me tell you, every athlete who is trying to go after an Olympic spot needs to be working with a sports psychologist or a therapist.
Or a normal psychologist.
Right.
Yeah, like someone with training, mental
Yes.
training.
Yeah. Because you should not do this alone.
Anyone.
And I was doing this very much alone.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And with a Russian coach,
Right.
which you could argue is anti-sports psychology.
Anti-training.
Yeah, you needed two therapists to counteract
Mhm.
the coach.
Yeah, so it didn't go well.
So Ashley has a rough free skate.
Mhm.
And somebody who also has like this, so there's this young junior skater who skates and she's in braces and she's just blah, blah, blah. I'm going to skate. I'm perfect. Like, I'm just going to be really cute and great. Paulina Edmonds.
Ugh.
Mhm.
Love this like yellow dress, sassy short program. Like she's perfect. Like she's just this cute, perfect junior skater in her first senior event. She doesn't set a foot wrong. She gives everybody every reason to go, well, why wouldn't you put me on the team?
Yeah.
She's your wild card.
Right.
And in third, so Gracie Gold goes out. She has the skate of a lifetime. The crowd in Boston goes wild. It's important that we remember this is Boston. So the crowd in Boston goes absolutely wild. Gracie steps into the moment like she is golden. She is gold. She
Yeah.
is incredible. She's with Frank Carroll. It's like, oh my God, she's arrived.
It's the moment.
Paulina Edmonds, she's skating with David Glynn and Rudy Galindo are her coaches. And like, it's just this great moment where like Paulina's she's just a perfect little princess. No fear, just she gets the job done. And she's another one who's like triple jumps were a little like here or there. And like at this nationals, like they show up, she's clean.
They
as a
were
whistle.
there.
They were there. And in third place is Mirai Nagasu. Now, Mirai Nagasu formerly skated with Frank Carroll and had a really successful like run to the Vancouver Olympics. So in 2008, we mentioned in the first lore, Mirai Nagasu wins her first national title. Then in 2009, there's some struggle. But then when we get into the 2010 season, Mirai Nagasu is like now skating with Frank Carroll. She is solid. She just has that like overall Lori Nickel, Frank Carroll. Like it's just that winning package. You can't deny Frank Carroll and Lori Nickel. Like that's a package that, damn. And she comes into that Vancouver Olympic season and is just like, she's very good. And then she shows up. She's fantastic at nationals. She gets fourth at the Olympic Games in Vancouver. She goes to the World Championships in that Olympic season. She wins the short program. And she has a, rough free skate, but she ends up in the top 10. Like everything is looking to go in Mirai's favor. Over the next few years, Mirai leaves Frank Carroll. She's skating in the Los Angeles area. And she's just had like a really rough go of it. Not really any solid international results and not any really good like nationals results either. But Mirai steps up to the plate in an Olympic nationals. and she skates a tentative but very good free skate at this nationals. And she edges out Ashley for the top 3. Ashley Wagner ends up in 4th. And so the talk of all the lay media is, and I say lay media because at this point it's like Ashley can't not be on the team. That would be ridiculous. But like Ashley mentioned before, like we've always seen it go where it's the top 3 are your Olympic team. And even though Ashley knows that she has this like international record, what's going to happen? They do name Ashley to the team, but not without any sort of like controversy from outside sources. Obviously, it's just like there's attention from every sort of media outlet as you get ready for an Olympic Games. And they were ready to talk about Ashley. In the lead up to this, Ashley was the only American athlete, except for Bodie Miller, to speak out against the anti-gay propaganda laws in Russia. She was now becoming a really outspoken athlete herself. She told it like it was. She was honest. And this made like the media so happy. Like, oh my God, we're getting the good quotes. We're getting like somebody honest. We're getting somebody actually talking about what it's like to be in these situations and it's refreshing to hear somebody say, no, I want to win. Yeah. Like fuck doing your best. I want a gold medal. And it's refreshing because, you know, that's not something you usually hear from athletes. Something that
no
Sarah talks
idea.
about all the time when she was
Sarah's
interviewing the
really-
skaters.
Media training is the bane of Sarah's existence.
Media training is good. It's just often people get bad training.
Yeah.
There's a balance of being honest and, you know, if you really aren't thinking about a gold medal, like there's still a way to give a good quote that like will leave people going, okay, I'm getting what I want out of that. But Ashley's giving everybody what they want, and it's quotes, 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 and it's like good results too. And so the media is ready to pounce, and they do, and they make it seem like Ashley had committed a murder in Boston.
Yeah. This is the worst chapter of my life. I was not prepared to feel turned on so quickly. And I think it was very much this perfect recipe of 4-year fans as well as media coverage of the sport who aren't regularly following and understand that I have been the top athlete for a few seasons at this point, that I am the right choice. And then on top of that, something that really made me have to kind of look inward and understand my role in skating, but also in the world as a white woman. Race got brought into this very quickly as white privilege and, you know, that kind of taking place over Asian excellence, which I think is truly a really good conversation to have. But at that point in my life, with the experiences that I had and everything that I was up against, I was also wildly unprepared to even navigate that conversation. This was when Twitter was really gaining steam. I had death threats. I had people who were, I mean, I joke about it often on this podcast, but like people actively telling me to go kill myself. It was this vitriol that I think was, you know, informed by something else, but it was finally given an outlet to really direct it towards. And that outlet was a 20-something-year-old athlete who just like was not ready for it. So those months sucked. I felt so insanely unsafe. And I think at the same time, like part of the conversation was, God, what an awful position for Mariah to be in. And like the two things could exist. And I think it was just tough no one wants to get onto an Olympic team that way. It's an honor to be an Olympian. I'm super fortunate that panned out the way that it did. But I wish there was room for two conversations. And I wish, like, at least for me, it's important to know the position that I was in making it onto the team. I really hate that it impacted another athlete the way that it did. That doesn't feel good.
Right. You know, I would even argue that for Mariah, it's probably one of the best things that ever happened to her career because, I mean, we know what, like 4 years later, the way that she skated and the way that she eventually would skate at the Olympics in 2018. And so, like, it's all, and that's why, like, in this crop of athletes, like, there's some really incredible ones who like take situations that they found themselves in, like you, not making the Olympic team in Vancouver, and with Mariah, I think like not making this Olympic team, like this is something like it's a career defining moment that you both made something so incredible out of.
Yeah.
So you head into the Olympic Games, and this is where you're like, okay, I need a fresh start. I need to like do this. Like I need to do what I think is right. And so you ditch the Romeo and Juliet. You go back to Samson and Delilah.
This
You
is
go,
where
I
I
need to be.
introduce. This is where I first discover repeating programs
Mhm. And it's
as
a
an
drug.
option.
It's a drug you're
Oh
addicted
my
to.
God. Feels so good to do a long you already know you can do.
Oh my
Mhm.
God.
And so Ashley goes into this Olympic Games, and this is the inaugural, this is the very first team event at the Olympic Games. So we actually have never had any sort of skating event where the skaters will skate in a team situation and then an individual event. So it's just nobody really knows what to expect. Nobody knows how to pace it out. But it's decided that Ashley will skate the short program for Team USA.
Mhm.
Gracie Gold will skate the free skate. So if we remember from the Olympics in 2012, Michaela Maroney, vault extraordinaire, the Aminar. She's what she would have to fall on a vault to not win the vault final. She does. And she gives us on the podium a meme that is maybe one of the very first like athlete memes of all time.
Mm-hmm.
But like,
Yeah.
Mm.
as something that she does for a second on the podium that's like, she's ungrateful. I mean, she might be getting something out of her teeth. Who knows?
She'd have lip twitch. Who knows?
Exactly. But Ashley gives us something even better because Ashley gets her marks after she skates. the
Ashley
short
wasn't
program.
getting something out of her teeth.
No, she was she was getting something out of her mouth, which was bullshit. Ashley gets her marks for the short program and she goes, bullshit, which gives
I
us,
think it was in the individual event, and I'm going to explain myself. So the reason why I made that face at those marks was because I had skated better
this is
in
right.
my individual event, but the scores were lower. And this was, I'm in my peak sassy, and I'm getting a lot of positive feedback from people for
On
this
sass.
too. So, like, if you hated it, everyone else was also helping me become the monster that I was. I was getting people who are like, yes, queen, say it how it is. Now, healthy or not, we won't even go down that road. But yeah, I went, that's, and I looked at Raph and I said, that's bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Which he loved.
He's like, I know.
Yeah, he loves an untamed woman.
He really does.
And so Ashley gives us what we need. We walk away from this Olympic Games. Ashley comes away with a team bronze medal. She's an Olympic medalist. She's a 2-time national champion, goes to the world championships, and she has another like good world championships. Gets 5th at the world, or sorry, gets 7th at these world championships, but has a really solid.
Wait, you're
7th
seventh
at
at the
Olympics,
Olympics.
5th at Worlds.
Yeah.
Yes, right? You were
Yeah,
7th at the
7th at
Olympics and 7th
Olympics.
at Worlds.
Are you 7th at Worlds?
Yes.
Also?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, maybe I would. Really? I thought it was 5th. Either way,
Oh, lucky number 7.
I remember this World Championships because I went over to my agent at the time, and it was like I had been good enough to get a medal, and I'm always so close, so close, so close. And I was like, I promise, like next time I'll get on the podium. I promise. Like that was the feeling of like, oh, you're just like right there. It's time for it to happen. Like get on the podium. And
Yes.
yeah.
No, I remember this because I think that you had like your short program wasn't great, but you had a solid free skate,
My
some
free skate was great,
2 foots
yeah.
and stuff. But like end up 7th here. And it's just like, this is like the new hill to climb. You have the Olympic medal, you have the national titles. Where's the world medal? The only thing anybody can ask about now in these post-Olympic years is, when are we going to see a US woman on the world podium? And it's this like awful position that all of these American women are being put in, of like, what happened, you guys? You were so dominant, and now you can't even get on the podium at a world championships. What's going on? What happened to the depth? Where are you guys?
Mhm.
Snap out of it. And this is just the new hill to climb. It's like, who is going to get on that world podium? Who's going to break this drought? Because now we're like coming into a drought. We're getting almost to like 8, 9,
It's almost
10
10
years.
Yeah. Yep.
So we go into this season, and Ashley has like another solid Grand Prix series, another really solid one. 2 medals again, another medal at the Grand Prix final, her 3rd in a row.
Okay, I do feel like you have to do programs for this season. You have to
Yes.
before the competing. The program.
No, we're doing
matters
like
the
I'm.
most.
Yes, don't worry. We're touching base.
Okay,
on
we're just
everything.
already in December, so I'm just checking
giving a
in.
lay of the land and of like
A
what
lay of the
happens.
land,
Yeah.
yes.
So Ashley's like has a great season in this year, and as we head into the US championships. Now, a little background on this season. It was not an easy route to get here. There's 2 things that are going on right now. The first one, Ashley is not in the same favor that she was in the year prior internationally. The international judges are definitely waiting for like Gracie Gold to step into the moment of being the #1 American woman. And this starts out at the Japan Open. Before we go to the Japan Open, let's talk about the programs. So Ashley, what were you skating to in this 2014-2015 season? Because these are 2 iconic programs.
This is Spartacus for the short program, choreographed by the one and only Adam Rippon. Almost ruined our friendship. And that would
Yes.
that was a me problem, I would say. And then finally, it is time. We have arrived. I am
We
skating
have
to
arrived.
Moulin Rouge. Take 1.
So I remember that when Ashley asked me to choreograph a short program for her in this next season, and she was like, I love the way you skate, and I want to make people feel something too. And so I said,
And I probably said something like that.
something literally like that. I'm like, okay. And so I remember, okay, I have this like fun idea that's like big and beautiful. And you were going to skate to the 3rd movement of Rachmaninoff's Piano Concerto No. 2.
I literally could never tell you that.
I remember because I was like, this music is like, it's big, but it's like sexy. And I'm like, this is going to be great. And I think we had made it all the way through. I think we just needed to do the footwork. And I remember like watching it being like, oh my God, I can't believe I thought of some of this stuff. Like, this is so like
art.
clever. And she's doing like these beautiful things like on the music. She's smiling. We're at like Lake Forest on a Saturday morning. And I'm like, it's
perfect.
Raphael is going to love this. And Raphael never saw it. And he said, what are you going to have her skate to? And I said, this is the music. He never even gave it a fucking chance. And he goes, no. And I was like, and I knew Raphael a little bit better. And I was like, Ashley, you just let's finish. And then let's like take it from there. And Raphael was like, no, she needs to skate to Spartacus because Michelle Kwan skated to Spartacus. And that's what I trained Michelle Kwan to skate to. And
you're like,
I'm
okay,
like,
cool. We actually have a program done, but
yeah, I was like, no, Raph, like just like here, like, let's just like finish it. But Ashley at this point was like, no. Raphael said, he's not going to like this. He won't change his mind. We're not doing it. We've got to scrap it. We have to do Spartacus. And so I was like, okay, we'll do Spartacus. So we start working on it, and it is like for how Ashley was doing anything I asked. She was trying this, she was trying that. She was like so into it. And then as soon as Raphael, like, she lost confidence in me because Raphael wasn't approving of the music. And I could like feel this. And so I was like, we're either going to kill each other and we're going to put together a bad program, and then I'm going to want to kill me, or we need an intervention. And so I asked one of my good friends and a choreographer that I had skated with before, Cindy Stewart, to intervene and like
It was an
help us.
intervention.
It was an intervention, and Cindy was incredible. And I've learned, as a choreographer, I've learned so much from her, and she's one of the best.
Yeah.
And she helped us mediate
it was couples counseling.
It was couples counseling.
Through
This is
movement
Ashley's
therapy.
introductory to therapy.
No, it was very much playing on like younger me's need for like older male approval, and there was truly nothing you could have done in that moment to surpass that like primal need for like the dad figure in my life to like me. So it wasn't you. It was.
And this
primal.
comes up again in your career with program choices.
I,
With
for as like
Raphael.
confident as I was, that was very much like the persona that I took on. And I needed people to be like, this is good. And when
Well,
I
you
say
needed
people,
Raphael to
I
say that.
needed person. I needed
Person
person
one.
to say this
Yeah.
was good. And if he
Mhm.
didn't
Yeah.
say it was good, there was nothing that was, it's like an earworm. I couldn't get it out.
So we save our friendship, and Ashley
Cindy
has a
saves
short
your
program.
friendship.
Yeah.
Cindy saves
It
our
wasn't
friendship.
us.
No, we almost ruin it. But you had great success. Everybody loved your Shine On Me Crazy Diamond short program from the Olympic season, and you are going to work with Shaylin again on a free skate this time. And so you go to her and you have the brilliant idea of, I want to skate to Carmen.
Mhm. And she
Shaylin
says, no.
So how does she come to Moulin Rouge? How does she get you here?
Okay, the funniest part about Shay is because I've worked with her for so many years. I know her tells when she doesn't like one of my ideas. Or because Shay's a very.
Did you know it at this point?
Oh,
This
you
is
could
your
tell.
second year with her.
Yeah, she goes, okay, I'm thinking, well, what about this instead? And she would do that with a movement she gave me or my music choice. She would just be like, what if we did this instead?
Yeah.
Shay is like, how would you describe Shay? She's effervescent.
She is so she takes things on so deeply that like if she can't emotionally take on the theme, it's just like she knows that she doesn't want to do it, so she's like, we can't do this.
Yeah. And we didn't do Carmen.
But so then she comes to you with Moulin Rouge.
Yeah, she's like, what about this instead? And it was big music, it was drama, it's camp. I'm like, sold.
And this is the first season that lyrics are allowed. And at this point in my life, I'm going, only like the trashiest people will take lyrics to skate.
I mean, and I'm
to
thinking
the
that too.
radio.
Actually, you and I had the thing that we would do is like after a session, we would go to a nearby Starbucks, and Adam would eat like a green apple and I would eat a chocolate covered biscuit. And I remember you being like, ugh, it's just going to be so trashy. Like bottom of the barrel bootleg, awful skating.
The radio.
Yeah. Yeah. Like how disgusting, the radio on ice. So.
And then Ashley comes to the rink with a program with lyrics, and I'm going, fuck, I'm wrong. Because lyrics are like, this program is amazing. Everybody from the get-go is like, this program is incredible. So Ashley goes and she enters this season, and it's like new programs. It's like a post-Olympic season. Like there's just a lot going on, long tours, everything. Ashley goes to the Japan Open and she gets this like very low score. And Ashley calls me from the locker room crying. I can't believe I just skated a clean program. I said, okay, did you skate a clean program? And
How
then
many
she goes,
2 feet?
well, no. I did a lot. I 2-footed a few things, but I didn't fall. And I'm going, okay. Well, now they're really being tough on Ashley's like edge calls.
Yeah.
And so if you get
And
an
rotate.
E, like it's still +3 to -3. They're just like -2, -3, even if she's like landing it. Doesn't matter if it's 2-footed or not. They're calling some under rotations here or there. Ashley calls me. She's like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I should do. What the hell is going on? And so I said, okay, when you come home, we're going to redo your whole like technical layout together. And I'm going to help you get to a layout that's like, we're going to redo the whole thing. So Ashley goes into the Grand Prix series, and as she goes into her first Grand Prix event, I'm like, okay, this is what you're doing. You're not doing Lutzes anymore. You're doing 2 loops. You're doing 2 flips. You're doing this. You're doing that. You're adding that double toe at the end over here. I calculated everything, and I was like, this is how I can guarantee you're not that if you skate clean, there are no minuses on this sheet. And so Ashley skates this like really watered down version of like what she can do, but there are no like calls. And so
Mhm.
Ashley has a really good Grand Prix series again, 2nd and 3rd, another bronze medal at the Grand Prix final. But Ashley's like, this isn't good enough. Like, I need to do something, like, I need to up it. I need to like take the next step because she's now skating clean, but like people are just she's easily being beat out by younger skaters who are just doing harder tech, and Ashley won't stand for it.
Mm-mm.
So in this time between the Grand Prix final and the national championships, Ashley decides that like, I'm going to like up the ante a little bit. And so this is where Ashley adds like a second triple combo, the triple loop, half loop, triple sow cow. And Ashley goes, oh, it's actually pretty easy because I don't like sow cow. I'm like, why haven't you been doing this the whole time?
My like ability to use the power of choice, not great. I just kind of do things as I'm told, and very often I'm like not thinking about being 10 steps ahead.
But so then we do some math, and I'm like, do you think that you could do that loop over there? Let's add the Lutz in, because Ashley was really working on like the outside edge of the Lutz. And again, like we like to make fun of Ashley and be like, she can do it, and she's just being stubborn and she just doesn't want to do it. But like yes, you can physically do it on an outside edge, but you are fighting like years and years of muscle memory where it's like, that's not, and your body is smart. So it's like, you're not going to do what's risky in the competition. Your body's going to do what you know you can do. But these are the best Lutzes Ashley does in her career at the 2015 US Championships.
Oh my God. I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. You do triple Lutz, triple toe, and a triple flip. Like this is yes, you're doing triple Lutz, triple toe. That's your triple. And
that's my triple?
Yes. Cause you were started to do it on an outside edge. And so then you go and you have this like great short program, but it's the free skate at this nationals, Greensboro, North Carolina, that like, holy shit, this program is amazing. Ashley wins her 3rd national title. She's the first 3-time national champion since Michelle Kwan. Can she go to the World Championships? Can she get this medal? Ashley goes to the World Championships. She has a rough short program. I remember after the short program, Ashley being like, this always happens. Like, what's going on? I don't know. Blah, blah, blah. She skates a free skate. It's incredible. She's in the top, like it's a small medal at the World Championships, ends up in 5th place. Ashley has had enough. So in this next season, Ashley has decided that like, listen, I don't want to be one of the blonde girls anymore. Now there's Paulina on the scene, Gracie Gold. It's just these 3 blonde girls. I don't want to do that. I don't think that like this is going to work anymore. And Ashley's getting that itch when something feels like it's not right, when something feels like it's not working. That itch means it's time to go. It's time to leave. And I remember that we went to the ice tour in Japan. after this, after the 2014-15 season. And on this tour, Ashley is like, you know what? I don't think that it's working out with like Raphael. I think that like I need to go. He's like, he's really tough on me. And I just like, I don't know. I'm just like feeling like this isn't working.
Yeah.
And I remember you talking to me and you were like, I think like maybe I'm going to go and skate with like Brian Orser. I don't know. I think like I need a change. And I remember like being in it with you and I was like, Ash, I think that you just need like, because you were traveling so much at this point. And Raphael was getting frustrated with your like travel. And he was like, you need to be home and training. And so like there was a lot of like tension between the two of you because he wanted you to be there and you weren't able to be there. You had to like go and make money.
Yeah.
And so there was this tension and you were like, I don't know. And I was like, you know what, Ash, why don't you just wait? And why don't you like cancel a few of the things so that you're home for 2 months straight and can get training done and in.
Mm-hmm.
And you did. That's exactly what you did. You did what I asked you to do.
Because you actually this entire time were my coach.
It is feeling that way. I'll say that.
Adam was always guiding me, and Raph, I think, was really, really tough on me. And I think kind of one other thing that I personally struggled with was we were training with Nathan Chen at the same time. And Nathan was like Raph's baby. And so if Nathan had a bad day, Raph had a bad day.
Mhm.
And that would get taken out on everybody. And I don't tolerate that well, period. And so that also, like, Raph had every right to be frustrated with me because I was traveling so much. But also I was like, it's only me. Like, I don't have all this funding. I just need to go and make money. And he's like, well, you want to skate well and you're not here training with me. So we just like ideologically we're struggling.
Mhm.
And also the like, I love Raph. He's a little bit of a conspiracy theorist though. So
Mhm.
like when judging doesn't go well, he's like, they're working against us.
Yes.
I enjoy that attitude.
Oh, I love it
Yeah.
as
I
a
really like
passerby.
that. Yeah.
As a bystander. And
Yes.
so I think it was just all getting in my head, and I was feeling very like destabilized in general. So I went to Coach Adam and asked him what I should do.
And I remember I was like, listen, like you do what you need to do. But I remember being like, because this is now you decided that you were going to keep your long program, something that you had learned that you could go back to.
Resourceful.
You were going to keep your long program and you got this new short. And now these two programs really like, these are like the epitome of like who you are as a skater at this time. Like you had hip, hip, chin, chin. And it's just like everything feels right. And I'm like, Ashley, I think all you really need
Is to
is
train.
like you need time at home to train. You need
Yeah.
to be at the rink every day. You can't be like, I'm leaving on Thursday, coming back on Wednesday. Like, and you had to go and make money. Like, you know, the two conversations can be had at the same time, but like you canceled things to be home for like solid months of training and it paid off.
Yeah.
In this season, you go and it's actually like not like one of your worst Grand Prix seasons in the last like few years. You win Skate Canada, but then you're off the podium for the first time in like 3 seasons.
Yeah.
But you qualify. This is your 5th Grand Prix final and your 4th in a row. You get 4th at the Grand Prix final. There's still this like momentum behind Gracie Gold right now. So much momentum. And and she has this incredible free skate to Firebird. And she like, it's just, this is a moment for her. Like, can she step in?
She was coming off some kind of injury, right? Like she
Yes.
got injured in 14-15. Am I remembering that right? And she came off an injury and had this Firebird program in the following season. And she was like regaining her momentum.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, okay.
Correct. And
15-16, famously my first season as the skating researcher for NBC.
Yes. And so,
So
now
now I'm in it. Now I'm like,
you're
I
in it.
remember this. Okay.
Sarah's no longer on the sidelines.
No.
Get in the
Yeah.
game, girl.
Yeah.
And so we head into this national championships, and Ashley and Gracie have rough short programs. You know who doesn't? Paulina Edmonds.
We need to do a lore of Paulina Edmonds. We really do.
No,
we
we
need
do.
to get her on here to
Yes.
tell
I've
it
been saying it
herself.
I'm
for
obsessed with this girl.
years at this point.
She
You
really
have.
loves to show up prepared, ready to go when you are not necessarily thinking about her being that girl. She's like, no, I am that girl. And
Mhm.
here you go.
And so she skates this great, beautiful short program. And, you know, like she has also like kind of surprised us in different moments where it's like she's gone on to like she's a 4 continents champion as well at this point.
Mhm.
Like she's somebody to like really take seriously.
Yeah, don't count her out.
But she has this
Ever.
really nice Moonlight Sonata short program, and she's solid as a rock. And with the mistakes of Ashley and Gracie, Paulina is now leading the short program. Ashley goes out and she has a solid free skate, but she pops the last jump.
Mm.
And this is like a famous picture I have saved on my phone. It's famous for me, where Ashley's getting off of the ice and I see Ashley like this. And Raphael's holding the guards, and his like posture is like pointed towards her where he's like pissed.
Yeah, I'm in trouble.
So Ashley gets her scores. They're good. Ashley will get the bronze medal. Paulina Edmonds goes out and she skates another clean program. It's 2 clean programs over like 2 segments. It looks like Paulina is going to win the national title until Gracie Gold goes out and she skates the best free skate of her entire career.
Yes.
Mhm.
GOE out
Yeah.
the wazoo.
Of her whole career. Yes.
I remember I would think I was backstage at this point. You could feel the vibration of the arena. Like this is in US championship history, one of the greatest free skates of all time. It's insane. And the audience is losing their mind. And
They're
I'm
losing their
pissed.
mind. And like,
Ashley's pissed. They're losing
Uh-huh.
their mind.
I'm
I
in
was like
trouble.
living
Yeah.
watching
Ugh.
Gracie do this. Like this was my first nationals, like working in the booth.
Mm.
And it was
oh,
Oh, what a
amazing.
good nationals for you.
It was a great nationals. The men's champion was not bad either, but we'll talk about him later.
uh-huh.
But no, I mean, you're right, Ashley. It was like the building was vibrating. I mean,
Mhm.
and the program was so good. You know,
Mhm.
like the Lori Nickel classic Firebird. Like it was
Amazing.
Mhm.
It was amazing. And so like she makes this huge leap and she wins the national title. I remember being like, oh, like Paulina skated 2 clean programs. Like, come on. Like, you know, and who knows if there was like a bigger spread between everyone in the short program, if Paulina would I don't even remember the scores at that event. But like
Mhm.
Gracie's free skate was so good that like the jumps were just solid as a rock. Like she worked her ass off for every single point in that
Yeah.
event.
Yeah.
But we're very excited because we have these 3 incredible women who have the triple triples, who have the great programs. What's going to happen? Like, what's going to happen at the World Championships? They're in Boston. They're at home. Can the women finally break through? And at this time, this is like on the sidelines, we have somebody who we were talking about earlier who's like starting to kind of find their own again. And it's Mirai Nagasu. So Paulina Edmonds has to pull out. She has an injury after the US Championships. And she has to pull out of the World Championships. And Mirai Nagasu was the first alternate. So Mirai will go to the World Championships in place. Mirai skates well. She has a solid World Championships. It's her first time back there in a while. But I remember I was on practice ice while this was happening, sweating my ass off, wondering what was going to happen. Paulina gets this injury, but Ashley's also dealing with an injury in the lead up to this.
Oh, I
World
tore my
Championships.
quad
Yes.
You did.
in a show telling
Uh-huh.
Raph that I tore my quad at a club show was the scariest conversation I've ever had in my life. Scarier than telling my actual father that I was pregnant. And let me tell you, I was trying to get pregnant, and that was still scary.
Right, that was at a time, a normal time. You were
Right.
trying to get
Yeah.
pregnant. That was
It was
not
after
just a
trying.
unplanned.
But this is like something that was
God.
like, it ended up being something so good for you because it was something to distract you from the pressure of the world
Yeah.
championships. And you also worked so hard
Mhm.
because there was a limited amount of things that you could do. And what you could do, because like, if there's one thing that you will do, it's like to make sure that like you're ready for when it's the moment.
Mhm.
And you did everything that you could do and then some in the lead up for this.
Well, you know why I was working so hard?
Why?
Raph wasn't speaking to me at this time.
That's right.
And Raph wasn't speaking to me because
Because of the quad, or
no, but I mean, I'm sure there was like a couple things that were informed by it. But Nathan had a really bad day. And Raph then turned his attention to me and starts yelling at me. And I had been working my ass off. And at that point, I literally was just like, please stop yelling at me. Like, do not yell at me.
Wait, Ashley,
What?
Nathan broke his hip at this
Oh.
nationals in the exhibition.
that's when he got that
So
avulsion.
he was in a rotten mood
the gala.
after nationals.
That's what it was.
'Cause he
That's
got a
what it
quad
was.
in the gala and got hurt.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
You guys want to hear something funny?
yeah.
Yes.
I was suspicious.
Okay.
I remember listening to Ashley's pre-Worlds teleconference on the train
Yeah.
home from the office and
Okay.
writing notes in the notes app on my phone.
I'm getting giddy.
found
Did you
it.
find them?
Oh, I
no.
have it.
Okay.
Oh my God.
I have it. This was me
Okay.
like taking notes as I listened on the train. Let's see what we have. Season has been pretty solid. Had some highs and lows per usual for my career. The self-deprecation is coming through. I physically feel like I'm in the best shape of my life.
True.
Torn quad.
Yeah.
July.
Leg broken.
Oh, but like my abs had never looked better.
No, I know, but you did not mention the
But-
quad until
Oh, I was
until
speaking
after.
aesthetically. I was like, I'm
Yeah.
the thinnest I've ever been.
Yeah, I mean that's not what you were talking about on the call, but that's fine. We can revisionist history that. Working with a Russian coach is a cultural change.
He's not, AKA, he's not speaking to me.
I'm hard-headed and I wanted to show him that I could keep training the way I've always trained and it works, but he definitely won that one. Yeah. So she's talking about Russian coaches here. They mentally exhaust you, they physically exhaust you, and then you train.
Damn. That's a quote.
I mean, it's true though.
There's a lot. This is a long, I have a lot
wow.
of notes from this. So
I mean, like I said before, quotes, quotes, quotes.
quotes. Lots of stuff. I'm not saying I'm Michelle Kwan, but to think that the U.S. has such incredible athletes and we don't have a medal shows that the field has changed so dramatically since the 90s and early 2000s.
True.
True.
Okay, thank God it went that way. I was like, I really hope I didn't try to compare myself
Yeah.
to Michelle Kwan.
I'm not saying
I
I'm
didn't.
Michelle Kwan, but she's a bitch.
Well, I think there were lots of weird, like almost comparisons to Michelle Kwan going around in this like 3-month period because
Yes.
I don't know if you guys remember, but Gracie had done like a single Lutz in her short program at the Nationals that she came back and won. And I believe it was after that where she said something in the mix zone about how Michelle Kwan once like popped a jump in a program.
She compared herself to Michelle
and
Kwan.
She didn't say that exactly, right? She was just, I think she was probably trying to be like, oh, well, I mean, this happens to like the greats, you know, but it's like, I remember being like, she's dangerously close to
Yeah.
comparing
very.
herself to Michelle Kwan. And then Ashley was like, I'm also going to get dangerously close.
Oh, that's way, way less close to
Yeah.
comparing myself than what she did.
But it was just saying the name. Like,
yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's so brave to even utter Michelle Kwan's name. It's like, say it 3
You have to
times
be
in a dark
brave.
bathroom
Yes.
when she appears.
Now, any other quotes, more quotes, Sarah, before we move on?
I mean, there's plenty of things, but I think I've hit a few highlights. We don't need
Heavy
to.
hitters.
Yeah.
But going into that world, I'm relying on my coach, Adam Rapon, because Raph is not only not speaking to me, obviously, I'm sure you can assume he's not coaching me.
Right.
And
you do
Adam is
kind
like,
of
"You
need to
just
speak
need
to
to-"
someone to get
Right.
coaching from them.
Sometimes. Actually, not always, as we're learning.
I was like, Adam, what do I do? Like, he won't give me a lesson. He's not talking to me. Like, I apologized for standing up for myself. And Adam was like, you just need to go and train the exact way that he wants you to train and show him that like you can do it. He's trying to push you. This is like his way of pushing you. It's going to be fine. You're going to do this and this and this, and then you're going to do this and this and this. And here's your training plan. Now go do that. And like everything's going to be fine. And then finally, it's like literally right before the event, I have to go up to him and I'm like, I just need confirmation. Like, are you coming to this event? And he really left me hanging. He's like, maybe Nadia goes with you. And I'm like, no, you need to come to this event with me. And I think it was literally me saying, like, you are coming to this event. And so
I think he always was, but
Yeah,
the
he
unfortunate
always
thing
was.
was that like he was seeing that Ashley was responding well to
No,
the
it was-
silent treatment. Like that's the biggest problem. Because like at the end of
It's
the
like it's
day, he had
working.
like
Right.
no real problem.
Right.
But he
Right.
was seeing that she was responding well
Yeah.
to the
So
lack
he was
of
like,
attention.
I gotta keep this up. Yeah.
Right. And also it's like like you said, I was skating well. If I
Yeah.
truly
Yes.
feel like if something was going downhill and it was bad and I was like messing up my combination, he would have done something.
Yeah.
Yes. No, he would have, because what was happening, and whether you knew it or not, was like I was telling him what I told you to go and do,
He's
asking
like,
him
"Okay,
if
good."
that's right. And he's like, yes, have her do this too. She doesn't need to do that. And she's doing a good job, but don't tell her. And I'm like, okay, I won't. So I never did. So we go to this World Championships. Like I said, I remember I was on practice ice, and I'm just like sweating to figure out what's going on. And I hear Gracie Gold skates clean, and she gets a huge score.
Mm-hmm.
And then the only other thing I can see is like I'm refreshing the page. The only thing I see on the online is a picture of Ashley sitting on her ass, 2 legs sprawled out in front of her. And I'm going, oh my God, what the fuck happened? Now, what happened is Ashley skated an amazing short program in Marissa Castelli's old dress.
Yep. True. That was in the notes from the call, by the way. Somebody
Ye-
confirmed what dress she would wear, and she
Mhm.
confirmed it was
Marissa-
Okay, yeah, because I was changing my costume
Yes.
every competition.
Yep.
Yes, that's right. And you always skated well in Marissa's dress, never in a dress that like you got made.
Exactly.
This was
And-
this short program was another iconic program. I don't think we even talked much about it. Hip hip chin chin.
Mm-hmm. Inspired by the spring before, I was at Stars on Ice and we did a hip hip chin chin group number, and I loved the music so much that I was like, I'm skating to this. That's it.
Yeah.
And so Ashley, what happened was she felt like does her ending pose and then falls.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah, on the bows. Yeah.
yes.
I started jumping on flat feet on the ice,
Right.
which you
You were
never
celebrating.
do. I'm
Yes.
celebrating, and I
Yeah.
banana peel slip in front of a sold out crowd at TD Garden.
Yeah.
And like the shot, the camera couldn't even follow me down. You literally just see me go like swoop out
Head
of the
disappear.
frame. Yeah.
Like a cartoon.
And so then
Yes.
as like, you know, the quality of the image starts to refresh, I see she's laughing. And I also see that she's in 4th place, within striking distance of like getting on the podium, and like who knows what's going to happen. This is the first season of Medvedeva, and we have Anna Pogorelaya here as well, who like she's either going to land or she's going to end up at Cedars.
But this is like they gave
like
Gracie,
Cedar Sinai.
Yeah.
This is like they gave Gracie a 76 and they gave Pogorelia, Medvedeva, and Ashley basically the same score, all at a 73 something. So they were all like, it was very close. It was not like, oh, she's in fourth and has like ground to make up. It was basically a tie for second
Yes.
with these three girls.
We go to the free skate. We go to the free skate. I don't remember the exact order, but I remember that like that Ashley was skating last. So this is what we know so far before Ashley skates. We know that Yevgenia Medvedeva goes out. She skates a clean program.
Yeah, she
Great
was kind of
score.
early.
She was early. Anna Pogorelaya, I think then Gracie. I think
No.
Gracie. No, then Pogo.
Gracie went right before Ashley.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
my
Makes me
God.
sick to my stomach.
Okay. Yeah, it makes me, I'm like ill. So Pogorelaya goes out. She skates again, one of the best programs of her life. Like the audience is loving her.
It goes Medvedeva, amazing program. Satoko Miyahara, amazing program. Anna Pogorelaya, amazing program. Gracie Gold is up next.
Now, Gracie Gold goes out and it's like you can hear a pin drop in the arena. The air feels thick. This is the moment like we've all been waiting for, like as viewers. This is like she can win the world title. They want to give it to her. They want to give her this world title.
Yeah.
They did.
Well, and she's coming off of the Firebird she did at Nationals. If she does that again, it's over.
It's over.
Yeah.
She goes out, first jump, triple lutz, triple toe, hand down, foot down. Okay. She had some pad in that short program, and if she can skate the rest of the program clean, it's not out of the question to think that she can get enough GOE on everything else to maybe lose the free skate and still come out ahead until we get to the lutz again.
Adam, she fell.
Does she like fall on her butt?
It wasn't handout. She fell. And so the pad is gone completely. She fell on the first combo.
This is
like a first jumping
revisionist
pass.
history.
And so the pad is completely gone. And it is like, I remember us being like, okay, if she were to get basically like max out on her GOE, maybe she has a shot. But they gave a 150 to Medvedeva. So you're sitting there, you're like, she really like, at this point, it's like, that was not like, she didn't need that to happen. And you can feel the air like go out.
I heard it backstage. Like,
yes.
And the way TD is set up, when you're backstage, you're not like under the bleachers. You're in the depths of the building. Like you're very much back. And that audience was so loudly like,
yes.
Yeah. But the kiss of death is on the second lutz. She does a double.
Yeah, because she like starts to go through and check things off. And you're like, okay, she's skating well. And by the way, this wasn't like a disaster program. It just like, but the two mistakes that she made cost too much for how close it was at the top.
But she knows she lost the world title. She gets her scores and she's in third place. So she can still get a medal. They can still like sing the praises of Gracie Gold if she comes away and she's ended the drought.
Well, yeah, it was at this point the drought is over because either Ashley passes her and Ashley's on the podium, or Ashley doesn't pass her and Gracie's on the podium. So the drought has ended.
The drought is over. Yeah. We're drinking.
It's raining.
It's raining. Ashley goes out and just steps into the moment. She's performing the house down boots. She's in a white dress.
Adam.
She's in
She
red
is.
hair. All her
It's my
pillowcases
wet
are stained from this hair dye.
red. It's true. It's true. All my towels, everything.
But this was like 2 years into this program, and it had just like sunk into the grooves of her brain. It was within the fibers of every muscle. She was the character, and
Mhm.
like everybody walks away from this like world championships of like that's the performance of the championships. I think for so many people, because it's like American woman at home on
Skating
the
last.
podium, skating last. It's just the moment of it all. Like there's some really great I mean, Javier Fernandez
And
from
like the
this,
very
like,
like
Mhm.
performance driven program. Like
yes.
Medvedeva had done a like squeaky clean, technically amazing program, but
Mhm.
she was this like first year senior who
Mhm.
actually, I mean, for her age already was like pretty emotive, but it
Yeah.
wasn't like it wasn't a character program that like pulled you in the way that Ashley's could.
Mhm.
Exactly. And this is why like years later, we're like, 10 years out from that world championships, why so many skaters still say Ashley is their favorite skater. Like because of the way that like she performed. I was like I said, I'd been watching some of your old performances and it's like, wow, you like
Yeah.
were like giving it.
I was giving, I was serving, people were hungry, I was feeding.
They were starving and you
Yeah.
had a full poo-poo platter. Like you were ready.
Platter.
You
No,
were
but,
ready.
like, really what I think this came down to, and I've, like, tried to really wrap my head around it, especially because I knew we'd be talking about it. It had been Gracie and I going head to head, and then when I was thinking about moving to another coach, I was in that mindset because I was like, they like her more. She is what they want. She is what they are rewarding. I have been here since 2007
Mhm.
Mhm.
and I'm still not good enough. I am always going to be behind this girl. And that's like not true. We went back and forth, but I just like felt my grip on the favor of my federation loosening, and it just I was never going to beat her. And so kind of nationals was really what led me to be like, okay, it's not me. And we're going to go to this world championships and they are going to set her up to be world champion. And that's what it's going to be. And so now instead of focusing on, I need to beat Gracie Gold, I was like, fuck it. I'm not going to beat her. I'm not
Mm.
going to beat a clean Gracie Gold. And that is what it is. So the most I can do is show up prepared and show up focusing on my own business and doing what I can do really well. And so I gave up trying to beat her in that moment. And because of that, I showed up and minded my own business. So when she was in first place by a lot of points, I was like, all right, I knew she was going to be there. It's not a surprise. Well, how cool
Mhm.
is it though that I'm like really close to being on the podium? All right, I guess I have to just like rinse, repeat and do that in the free skate. And I knew she had messed up, but my focus there was not about beating her. And so, because of that, I think I didn't get freaked out by the fact that the door was open. I was just like, the plan doesn't change. I still need to do the same shit and see what happens. And that led to me for probably the first time in my career and maybe last time, getting out of my own way and just doing the thing. And that's why this program and this moment in my career is my favorite, not because of the medal, but because of how it actually felt. Like I can still hear the arena. I can still feel like I'm about to jump out of my own skin because I'm so happy that just like a decade of skating at that level, finally I can just like enjoy it and do it.
Mhm.
So it was just a cool moment for me.
And it's like at this point, like you've done everything that you've set out to do. Like
Yeah.
you have the world medal, you have the national titles, you have the Olympic medal. And I think that like this felt like the culmination of like everything you've like ever worked for, or everything that you wanted out of your career.
Yeah.
And you like so, but the Olympics are so close that it's sometimes it might feel like an odd time to like end a career. And so
Yeah. We're not
I
ending
think
here.
that like I remember in this off season, it was still like a big celebration of like world medal, like still on top of the world, still like feeling amazing. And after this, in this next season, Gracie Gold starts to struggle a lot. It
Mhm.
really did like a lot. I mean, go read her book, and she'll talk all about this like time in her life. But at this point, like in this next season, Gracie's sort of out of the picture. And it just feels like, well, Ashley will just cruise right into this. And that's not the case.
Yeah.
This is a pre-Olympic world championships, but and a pre-Olympic season. So we're already back at another Olympic like we're at the end of another Olympic cycle. And just when the coast seems clear, it's not.
It never is.
It never is.
The
No.
coast is never clear for anyone.
No.
The coast is never clear. So
I
Ashley
do feel like in this this season, I feel like Ashley at the very least like really knows who she is as a
Mhm.
as a
yes.
skater, as a performer. You know, like I feel like the Sweet Dreams short program she does and the Exogenesis free skate are both just like so like they suited her skating so
Mhm.
well. Like she had just like found the exact lanes she wanted to be in over the course of these like couple seasons.
Yeah.
She found her voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, it's just these, and they really are like iconic programs of yours. Like
Yeah.
they're exciting, they're sexy, they're things that people couldn't tackle. You perform the Exogenesis in a way that like people can't do. And you go to the national championships and you have a good short program. You like are a little tight on a double axle. It all goes back to that double axle, right?
It really does with me.
But there is a skater who we've seen on the scene for a really long time. Not even a really long time, but we've seen her on the scene. We know she has a lot of potential, and she skates she skates a squeaky clean, amazing short program. Her name is Karen Chen.
This is where are you at?
We're at the
2017
national
nationals.
championships. Yes,
I
2017.
do want to back up and say that I met the two of you a few weeks before this national championships.
On a beach.
That's right.
Mhm. At the very beginning of January 2017.
I met Sarah at my house.
Correct. I came with a crew that was doing a feature about Adam and Ashley, separate features on each of them because they were both Ashley was the reigning world silver medalist. Adam was the reigning men's national champion. And so I came out with a crew and I wasn't producing the shoot, but I was like assisting with it. And I was like, oh, I'll like do my research interview with Adam in person because I haven't gotten to talk to him before nationals. And I tried to talk to as many skaters as I could before events. I had talked to Ashley on the phone already, but I hadn't talked to Adam. So I went to his house and I set it up with his publicist at the time. And I I knocked on the door and he looked at me sort of like blankly, a little bit confused. And he was like, I did think it was going to be Sarah Hughes, the skater.
I didn't know that. That's funny.
Yes.
I
And
did
so
because they're like,
then-
Sarah Hughes is coming to your house. I was like, I love Sarah.
Right.
yeah,
Great.
They're like, you've
Yeah.
never met her. I'm like, no, I have.
No, I have, you guys.
I have. Yeah, so I sat in Adam's kitchen and interviewed him, quote unquote. We like chatted for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went to your your different shoots. We shot you guys on a beach, like Ashley said. We did an interview with Ashley at her house that I sat in for. And we were supposed to interview Gracie the following day after Ashley's
I'm
interview. 'Cause we were
remembering
like
all this.
knocking out a bunch of features at once, right?
Mhm.
And Gracie had a schedule conflict come up and could not do the day after Ashley's shoot anymore. And Ashley I think we told Ashley that we were like having a schedule issue. Like we were like, oh yeah, because you make small talk on these things.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, when do you guys fly home? That kind of thing. And we were like, oh yeah, in a couple of days we're gonna do Gracie's interview tomorrow. We think, but like we might have a conflict. And Ashley goes, well, if you're just here and you're not doing anything, let me know.
Which is
Out of
you
character.
two knowing me. No, that's insane. But
Yeah.
gut feeling. I was
Yeah,
like, no, this girl's
Intuition.
cool. She's gonna be in my life.
So I sent her a message on Instagram. Had to be. I don't think we would have had each other's numbers.
Yeah.
Maybe we did.
Yeah.
Anyway, I sent her a message the next day and was like, so we don't have the shoot anymore. Let me know if you're around. I'm just going to like be here. So just like in a hotel in Long Beach. So we got dinner.
We did, which is just like so weird. But again, my like intuition with people and apartments that I rented and things like that. It was coaches. Yeah, no, I was just like, this girl's going to be in my life. That's it. And here we are.
Yeah. So we had
Rocky road,
we
but
had
we've
just
made
become friends. And Adam and I really didn't keep like growing our friendship much because the day after we left town, he broke his foot and he didn't come to nationals. So like Ashley and I had a chance to see each other again pretty soon after. And then we saw each other at the World Championships as well. So we were like getting closer and I wasn't seeing Adam anymore.
Yeah.
So that is a little lore.
Now we all know each other.
Now we all really know each other.
Yes, we do. So we go to these World Championships. It's not Ashley's best skates.
Olympic spots are on the line. I want to say.
Well, you got second at nationals.
Yes.
It was my first silver. Now I have the complete set. I want to say these next two seasons are very much like the deflation of my career. And this season, I am tired. The next season, I am exhausted. Like Adam was trying to kind of explain, 2016 would have been a great button on my career. Like I've done it all. Like I know I'm not going to go and get a individual Olympic medal. I'm competing against the Russians. Like it's not going to happen. And at this point, it's kind of like this acceptance of I've accomplished all there is for me to accomplish with national titles. I think 5 Grand Prix titles. I have what I want. And then Gracie is nowhere to be seen. So the thing that was like my convenient motivator is also gone. So this season really fucked me up because it's like I'm not motivated enough to like push through, and I'm missing out on these like really easy fuel sources for myself. So it's just like
you lost a North Pole. Like
yeah.
There wasn't like I think that you just had not. There wasn't, you didn't, and you weren't skating like badly. Like, so there was no like I'm gonna fight back. So you were skating well, and then, but there was no sort of like, but why am I doing it?
Yeah. And now I'm 26 and the girls that I'm competing against are 15.
Well, I think that was the problem is like Karen Chen beat you at nationals. And I think you felt a little injustice in that, but not enough because you didn't see Karen as a peer because she was so much younger than you that you couldn't I don't think you could find like it in you to like see her as an adversary because she was so much younger than you. Whereas like,
it's not the talent, but definitely like
no, that's what I don't mean that. Yeah, I'm
agree.
saying I think the age where like she was newer and you had so much experience at this point and just had been around for so long that it was like it was no longer like Caroline Jang and Brian Agasu in 2008 were like your peers. Like you were trying to find a way to get ahead of them. Like Gracie Gold was your peer, you know, you were like on an Olympic team together, like side by side on a lot of these like podiums and world championship teams. I just don't know that there was anything.
No, I'm
like that.
I've been like
2016-17 season
team captain at like world team trophy a couple of times. Like I'm positioned as like the elder statesman of US figure skating at this point. I'm mom to some of these kids. Like Karen Chen was a kid to me.
Well, this was like the fall of 2016 was like when Mariah Bell had like her breakout, right?
Yes.
Wasn't it
Yeah, I
that
think
year that it
so.
was something old, something new?
Yes, because after
Yes.
Ashley medaled at Worlds, Mariah moved to start to skate with Raphael.
That
and us.
truly is like a little sister kind of relationship for you because she trains with you and she's much younger than you. So it's
Mhm.
like you're not like, oh, a new rival.
Yeah,
It's
no.
not there.
It feels cool. I remember Raph being like, I'm gonna take this skater. And I was just kind of like, okay.
Mhm.
Because she
Right.
just seemed so like little.
Well, right. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I've like lost a lot of motivation. Makes it sound lazy to me. It's like not that. It's just
Purpose.
I've done the thing. And now I really have to like get to Olympic season because it would be stupid of me to not take
Yeah.
advantage of that season.
Yeah. It was
like,
just the like,
Like go to
I
another
mean,
Olympics.
that
I
was the
wanted to go to another Olympics.
Yeah.
Yes. That was the thing that like it wasn't you weren't motivated by the Olympics coming up. You were like clawing your way like can we please just get there? And
Yeah.
it was just this
Yeah.
long climb instead of like these small like short-term goals being completed. Like you had this like on the
If Olympics
horizon.
was the next season
I was
after
just thinking that.
Worlds, it'd be
I
a
was-
totally different
I
ballgame.
agree.
Yes.
I think the gap season in between,
Oof,
there
did
was
me in.
like a lot. Yeah. Like a lot of air came out of like what you were like
Yeah.
the purpose. Like what
Because those
Adam's
two
saying.
programs like with Olympic training in mind would have been great.
Yeah.
And then
It
so
would have been.
let's get into the last competitive season of Ashley Wagner. And so in this season, Ashley is the only woman who has national titles, a world medal. So the sponsorships come in and Ashley is able to make like some good money again. Like it's so like it's so great that she like that you stay in the game because like you get all of these amazing opportunities. And the thing about them is that they take a lot of time. And again, we're in the same situation where Raphael is like, where's Ashley? She's always traveling.
And I'm away on another shoot. And away often was like, I'm just in LA. Like I'm in a studio in LA.
Yeah, you're just not at training.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Ashley gets this this brand new free skate to La La Land over the I remember we went to go watch La La Land at the movies and Ashley left the movie and was like, this is my new free skate. I'm like,
yes,
okay.
it was like I know my gut feeling came back and was like, this is what you're doing.
Yes. And so she gets the program done and it's very good. I love the program and she skates it for Raphael and he doesn't even like, he just says something along the lines of like, you know, like Moulin Rouge is just like your iconic one. And that's kind of not even, that's it. But it's like enough for Ashley to like in the like
freak out.
Yes.
It plants a seed of doubt. She goes through a couple months in the summer, like having this La La Land program. And then what was it? August. You decided
Champs
to
Camp.
change it.
Literally Champs Camp. Because I had one of the judges that was kind of in charge of monitoring me and like a big part of my career. He was like, okay, Robbie and Tina. So they were like, you have to bring La La Land to Champs Camp so that we can see it. And like, we will tell you. Cause I'm like, I don't know. They're like, we have to see it once. Like, don't go back. Yeah, we have to see it once. I didn't do that. I just went right back to Moulin Rouge. And this is the point in the movie. If you're watching the character on screen, you're like, no, what are you doing? Don't
Or
do
if you're her friend, Sarah, who receives a phone call while she's at a pool. I remember this phone call. You called me and you're like, I'm going to change it. And I was like,
okay,
why are you going to do that? And it was about Ruff. That is like
Yeah.
Kind of like, I remember that, like, you were pitching it to me as like, this is what I want to do. But there was this like, you know how sometimes somebody like tells you the reason they're doing something and there's one little seed of like truth in the middle of the whole thing that they're
Mm.
not emphasizing, but you can like feel it coming through.
Mhm.
Like I could tell that it was like rough in her head
Yeah.
But
that
you know
had
what?
ultimately like tipped the scales. Like there were all these other
Yes.
factors that were real, but I think it was like ultimately if he had been like, no, I love La La Land, you would have kept it.
Done.
Yeah.
Done.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say that this is like the problem with the La La Land right now is that like it's comfortable, and Ashley knows it. And so Ashley isn't as like intense in practice because she's not trying to master this. She knows
Yeah.
it. And she has some like injuries because like, she's trying to make up for lost time of like the training that she's not able to do. And so in this like Olympic season, she goes to her Grand Prix in Skate Canada, and she gets a medal. But like, I think, isn't this even the Grand Prix where like she texts Sarah and she's like, I'm leaving the arena, and Sarah's
Yes.
like, congrats.
No, yeah. I don't know if she texted me that she was leaving, but I texted her congratulations because Anna Pogorilaya had a complete
Meltdown,
disaster
yes.
free skate
Yeah.
on Halloween weekend. And
Spooky.
it got Ashley a medal at Skate Canada, and I congratulated her, and she was like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
had to
Yeah,
go
she
back
had to put her
to the
dress back
arena.
on.
This is also the year of the Grand Prix Skate America, where I have a bone infection that is eating me out.
Eating you out.
Yeah. So
Now
it's all tough.
So Ashley has to withdraw from a Grand Prix for the very first time at the Skate America this year. But the other important thing to
Mid-ice.
remember is that now in her last 3 head-to-head matchups with Karen Chen beat her at the US Championships. She saves the team and gets the 3 spots for the Olympic Games, is 4th at the World Championships. She beat Ashley out there. Karen's not having like the season of a lifetime either,
No.
by any means.
This is the year Karen and the triple loop start to divorce, and they
Yes.
never really get back together.
Yeah.
No, they get annulled.
Like, but Karen, I feel like at that Skate America, she got like 9th place. I don't think she was like,
No.
because I remember she had like an issue with that loop.
Yes. But this is their 3rd matchup, and on paper, Ashley
Yes.
doesn't beat her. So
Yep.
it's 3 times in a
She
row
got 8th. Excuse
behind
me.
Karen Chen. I remember watching Kaori Sakamoto here being like,
Ugh.
shit, she's good.
Yeah.
I was right.
Yeah.
We were all right.
Yep.
I'm
Well,
watching
and
her being
that was
like,
Brady
shit,
Tennell's
she's good.
breakout too
Yes.
at that Skate America.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
But as we get ready for the national championships, like Ashley didn't do any senior Bs, and she's only competed once this whole season.
Mhm.
And that's the biggest issue. She's only competed once, and she has these 2 old programs. Ashley decides that she's going to go back to the La La Land. And I think for the first time, she feels really motivated to like train, because it's going to be something new. It's going to be something exciting. She wants to perform this program well. And Ashley shows up to the US Championships, and she's in great shape. You were in great shape for this US Championships.
Well, and I think
Yeah.
it's kind of like the withdrawal from Skate America created a like crisis condition for Ashley of like, I have to skate well at nationals
Mhm.
because I don't have the criteria now over
Right.
Yeah.
everyone else. And like Mirai Nagasu has a triple axel now and is having an amazing season. Like there was a lot going on,
Yeah.
which I think probably helped create like the extra like purpose for you when
No, it
you
was
like
great.
changed this program.
I moved, so the woman who was breaking into my
Oh, yeah.
house stopped breaking into my
That's
house
right.
because she couldn't
Oh my
find me
God.
anymore.
The
I was-
break-ins.
But like this whole time, now I can't sleep anymore. I'm like waking up having like screaming nightmares. I'm not doing well. This year is not good for me. I needed a therapist.
Mhm.
Period.
Theme.
But right. But
For
I
everyone.
went to Shay and was like, I'm going back to this program, but it needs more. The reason why I didn't want to do it is because it didn't feel like powerful enough. And so she has her husband, who is an amazing musician, editor. He just zhuzhes up the music. He adds in like some cymbals in the background. He adds in a little bit more of these bigger sounds that I need. And now all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God, I'm a fucking idiot. This is what I wanted the entire time. I just needed some cymbals.
Mm-hmm.
If I had
But
a nickel for every time, that's all.
every
I really
time,
need.
can I get the symbols out, please?
Get the cymbals.
Now, Ashley, what do you do in the short program? Do you have like a
It's fine. It's like very conservative.
It's fine. It's scored quite low
right?
compared to the way the other scores were getting inflated, and she's in 5th.
Yes.
And I
And
think that's where, as an observer, I was like, oh, okay. They're going to make this hard for her.
Yeah.
Which like
Yeah.
I had judges who afterwards came up and were like, we really lost faith in you after you withdrew mid-ice. Like, we don't trust you anymore. And that speaks to like how fucked up the system is. That being said, I understand why I did not seem like a good athlete to bet on and was not looking like a good option for the team. Like, I get that.
Well, and it was also like you hadn't had like a skate like you had at the World Championships since the World Championships
Yeah.
at this point.
Yeah. Where had I been? Nothing had really like,
But
I
you
hadn't
were
risen to
still
the occasion.
around. You know what I mean? Like, it was like you were still there, but like you hadn't had like another moment where it's like you always have to like remind people like, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not shiny and new anymore. And now I've been like given the opportunity to get a world medal. It would normally be an athlete's time to ride off into the sunset. And I'm like, no, I'm still here. And they have a girl who's doing a triple axel. They have not a girl. They have Mirai who's doing a triple axel. They have Karen Chen who's like looking to kind of show up under pressure when it counts. They have Brady Tennell who's like, people are comparing her to Gracie Gold, and she's this new technician. She comes from Chicago.
Yeah.
So it's just like,
Yep.
it's stacking up to look like
There's just a lot going on.
Yeah, it's a lot.
There's a lot going on.
There's a lot of people in the mix.
Yeah.
And Ashley
Mariah Bell
skates-
is like a dark horse for this team. Like,
Right.
it was, the list was long of like who is
Who
going
could
to
be on this
take
team.
these 3 spots. Yeah.
Now, we get to the free skate, and Ashley skates a great free skate. She has one issue, a single sow cow on this triple combination. And she has this, but like she's solid, and the program looks great.
It
and
was
this is-
really
it's
nice.
It's
It was
really
beautiful.
good.
Yeah, I'm proud of that skate.
And I remember thinking like the way that Ashley trained for this competition, it was like, damn, if this was the first event of the season, she'd be good as gold the whole year round. Cause like this was that motivation. And I even say like, so many times we go like Moulin Rouge, blah, blah, blah. Like when you go to the Olympics, you want to put your best fucking shit out there. And the people don't watch, like the general public isn't watching every year in the lead up.
Yeah.
So it's not crazy to be like, Moulin Rouge is a great idea to do at the Olympics. It's like one of your best things. But for you personally in the
like
moment,
there's tension. There's tension between what the people who have control over the skaters' fates see and feel about the programs, and what the audience, especially a casual 4-year audience, will enjoy and receive well.
yes.
Yeah.
Because the people doing the judging and making the selection are like, I have seen this program. I have seen this a lot, and we've seen it a lot.
And they're
not
both
taking
right.
into account that, well, when we get to the Olympics, there's going to be millions of people who've never seen it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And like, no one's wrong. It's just sort of like there's tension in the system with the way that works in an Olympic year.
Mm-hmm.
And so Ashley gets pretty lowballed in these marks as well. And at the end of the night, she finds herself in 4th place.
Yeah. And I know they're not going to name me to a team in an unconventional way again, especially when the writing was on the wall. So that led to me going into the mixed zone, having some like harsh words, because it just felt like no matter what I did at that championship, it wasn't going to make a difference. And my feedback was really more frustration towards the system and like never, ever, 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 ever the athletes. But of course, that is what ends up kind of blowing up in my face.
But I think that hindsight's always 2020.
Yeah.
And I think that it's still really important and it's so refreshing still, even the harsh remarks about the judging and whatever, like they're founded. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
everybody else gets this nationals boost in the components and you're not seeing it. And as the skater, you're like seeing, you're like, you know what? I know why. Like in the past, like I've been able to compete at 2 Grand Prix and a Grand Prix final to like build up some momentum for myself. And
Mhm.
this year I skated 1.5 competitions.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, I mean, it's yet again, like 4 years later, that like Ash is in a similar but very different position as she was at Boston Nationals of like she's in 4th. And there's very like clear, true things within the skating world that are not being comprehended by average viewers and average like media who are not in the day to day of skating. That like like her trying to talk about like the component boost that the other skaters are seeing and she's not, kind of thing, where she's trying to just basically be like, look, I'm on the team or I'm not, but it doesn't feel right if it was predetermined before I got here.
Mhm.
And I
Yeah.
think that
yes.
it was like a reasonable thing to say for people who understand how it works in skating, but that's not the people who are paying attention in an Olympic season.
No.
So, and it was just the same sort of thing as 2014 in like a different situation.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Sarah, like during that event, had put together the numbers, and of all the athletes in that event, I was one of 2 who did not get a boost in points from just it being a nationals competition.
I mean,
So,
it
I
was like
mean,
significant. It was
yeah.
like in the free skate, the people's like on their average international components, there were skaters in those top positions getting boosts of like 5 points, 6 points, 7 points in components. And Ashley's
Yeah.
just like hanging level.
Yeah.
And it's
Mhm.
like, okay, well,
Yeah.
you know, which
Yeah.
like is what it is.
It is what it
That's
is. But I mean, like either way, I think like that was my last competition. They offer me the world championships. I say, go fuck yourself. No.
Mhm.
Um, and I'm really proud of that skate. I think to end a career with a program that wasn't Moulin Rouge, like first of all, thank God. And like I actually really love that program. I really love that program. I think it was a great vehicle for me. And one of the last skate of my career is a standing ovation. How lucky am I?
I know.
So like,
It's an
yeah,
amazing like program to like end a competitive
yeah,
career.
yeah.
Mhm.
I'm
It's also
so
like
thankful.
when we all have distance from it, we don't remember like where it was or what it was. It's like what we feel in those
Hmm.
moments. And I remember I remember feeling so proud of you and so like I loved that moment. It was perfect. Like it was
I
just such a
remember
great moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember feeling like it was, I mean, we had been good friends at this point for not that long, but
Yeah.
basically like I don't know, a year and a half, but like I had like been watching you skate closely for 3 seasons at this point for my job, and like I remember it feeling like the most free I ever saw you skate. Like
Mhm.
Agreed.
you looked light.
Yeah. It
You know what I
was
mean?
great.
Yes.
That's what I remember feeling, and that made me feel happy for you.
Yeah, I'm very thankful for it, and like great way to end a career, great way to kind of wrap things up. And I was like bargaining with myself at that point, like one more competition. You only have to do this one more
Yeah.
time. Like who knows what would have happened at Olympics? I'm sure I would have buckled up and gotten it done. They sent an amazing team. Mirai made history. It was really cool, and like some amazing moments happened, and it was an opportunity for me to then go to the Olympics and literally like swan dive into the next portion of my chapter, which was working in media. So like
Yes.
Big old lemon. Let's make some sweet, sweet lemonade.
I think it ended up being one of like the best things that happened to you because you also like went back and like you like went to school. You learned a lot about yourself in those
Mhm.
moments. You like took things that you had dealt with your entire life, and you then in that moment was like, that now I have to see these like head on. You like
Yeah.
grew so much into like a person who like now works in the Olympics all the time, who has done so much for athletes and advocated for different athletes and all throughout the sport. You're still such a powerful like force and voice. And I think like now you have so much more to give because of like that situation that you found yourself in. It was disappointing, but like what you've always done in your career and what you always do for your entire life is you'll make something out of whatever situation that you find yourself in. And like that's what you did.
Yeah. Oh, I'm resourceful as fuck.
Oregon Trail.
Yes. No, Adam, that was a great job at covering the lore of my career. My God, I learned so much.
Is there any lore, Ashley or Adam, but Ashley specifically, that you want covered in your post career life, or you want to end it on the competitive career?
No, I mean, like, truly, I think Adam put it out there perfectly. Really, this was the worst best thing to happen to me because I got ripped out of competitive sport like this. It wasn't like a slow, I don't know, maybe yes. It was like, no, it's done. This thing is done. So now
Yeah.
what?
I will give you credit for that. Like, not that I'm not knocking people who like sit and think about whether they'll come back or not, but you were like, nope, it's done.
Yeah, it's
over.
done.
Like the
No,
decisive, well, but I think like indecision makes things harder for people and they don't even
yeah.
realize it, where they sit and they think, like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? You like did not spend a minute doing that.
No, not at all.
Like maybe figuring out what the next step was, but it wasn't like, oh, will I
The
skate
next
again?
step
Will I
didn't
not?
involve
Right.
skating
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
No, at the Olympics, I go to the Olympics, I cover the Olympics. I got to see some really cool skating history. I got to watch Adam at the Olympics and like watching because like Adam and I did this thing together. Like this was and it was heartbreaking. I think I was dealing with a lot. You were dealing with a lot at the same time, but like being able to still have the opportunity to go and watch like my person shine was so cool. Come home, we go on tour. Adam and I are not appreciating how much I got to watch him shine. And
Yeah, I
instead
was
we're
just thinking to
fighting.
myself, I don't remember the Olympics actually feeling like that in real time.
No,
That feels like a
no.
hindsight
It's
perspective.
a hindsight thing. No,
Yeah.
because I was not doing well. I'm not going to act like I was well adjusted at this point. It was really tough to be there, and it was really tough to like. My job at that Olympics was to go with sponsors and specifically go to events with guests of the sponsors and talk them through the event. So I'm sitting with like people who are somebody's at Toyota and I'm literally talking to them about the event that I should be competing in. So there was like multiple times where I'd be like, I need to go. And I would just go and stand and like sob.
I remember
behind
meeting
the
you in the
doors.
concourse of the arena a couple times
Yes.
to like, not, I don't want to say talk you down in like a condescending way, but I think there were a couple times where you were like, just like, and I was like, I have a few minutes. Like, do you want to meet on the concourse?
Yeah, you
And we
were
just
like
would like
very
deep
present.
breath.
Also,
know?
like I was for some reason they put me up in the like bobsled village. So I was
Yeah, I
like
remember
really
that.
far away from resources. I was being held captive. It felt like.
You were far away. I went over there
Yes.
once
Yeah.
on like a
Beautiful.
skating day off. It was
Yeah.
far. It was hard to
Very
get there.
far. Very
Yeah.
far. But yeah, and I think like getting ripped out of that just forced me like to have to deal with some shit that I was like, I'll deal with this on the other side. I'll deal with this on the other
Mhm.
side. Like all this shit from my past, I'll deal with it eventually. No, then it was time. So I
was
think
yeah.
that was
It was
the
very
challenge.
like when it rains it pours type
Yeah.
time of
Well, that's
life.
kind of how my life tends to go.
That's how
like,
everybody's life is.
yeah.
I feel like, it's just
That's
like bad
life.
things happen in groups all the time. Like the
Uh,
Dexter.
well, I was just about to say, so I don't make the team. It is what it is. And Mia Corsini, this angel of a woman who basically was just like running the show.
Mhm.
Like, not even just like the exhibition, but like she
Yeah.
was the it girl of US figure skating, has the grace in her heart. Like, she's like, you do not have to stay for this exhibition. Cause like
Mhm.
usually you're required to stay. She's like, don't you, I'm not gonna sit here and ask you to stay. Angel. I then have to ask Sarah to rent a car for me
to drive home.
to drive home. And
Because you didn't have a credit card. And
only
you were
had a
trying
debit
to use a
card.
debit
Yeah.
card, and she called me from the airport, and I'm like at work because it was like free dance day. Like they had saved, there was still competition happening
Yeah.
on Sunday, and she called me and was like, I don't know what to do. They won't let me rent a car. I was like, okay. And Michelle, our dear friend Michelle, I was like, cover for me. I'm gonna be back in an hour. And I like ran out to the
Yeah.
airport and rented a car and came back. And I was like, don't crash it.
Yeah, I didn't.
She didn't.
I just drove myself back down the coast, like took time for myself, like sobbed, stayed in a little Airbnb in Carmel by the Sea, and just like was in my feels and was like, I'm gonna give myself this drive to feel so pitifully sorry for myself. And then when I get home, I have to figure out what happens next.
Mhm.
And I did that. And then my cat died.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Poor
When it rains, it
Dex.
pours. Either way, moving forward, like went on stars, got through that experience. Sarah and I had the summer of our lives. It was
No.
so
You're
yes,
thinking of the
that
summer before that.
was it. Did I just
Yeah.
GTFO?
2017 was the summer of our lives.
Okay.
2018, you were not in as good of a headspace.
Okay, that's fair.
And neither
Actually,
was
that's fair.
I. I
Okay.
had a tough summer in 2018 as well.
Okay. That's what it was.
And yeah, I remember Ashley and I had a giant fight at one point in 2018. I mean, at several points probably.
Yeah,
but
probably.
there was one where it was rare that I felt fully in the right. And there was one where I really felt I was like fully in the right. And I was like, she's just
Probably.
having like a reaction and taking it out on me.
Probably.
And then she has to call me and kind of like beg me to take care of her new kitten
Yeah, because I have to go on tour.
because she has to go on some like trip. And she's like, and I'm like, sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, Ollie, still my son
Animals
Yeah.
to this
heal.
day.
Animals
Yeah.
do heal. I told myself, because I really didn't like California that much at the time, that I could pick a place on the map and move. I just truly was like, I'm going to Boston.
Yes.
And that's how I ended up in Boston. And then
I do love that I do believe that there is more happening subconsciously than picking a place on a map, and it happens to be Boston. But
I knew
That's
Marissa
fine.
Costello. Marissa was like one of my great girlfriends. And I was like, she's in Boston. She's not. She's in Rhode Island.
close
but
enough.
Close enough. I didn't
It's
really
the same
clearly,
thing.
but-
I
Yeah.
will say that in the notes in your pre-Boston call, I did spot a line in there where you said, yeah, I mean, I haven't spent that much time in Boston, but Marissa Castelli is one of my best friends, so I can sort of claim it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You had been telling yourself for years that she lived in Boston.
Consciously, here we are. I moved out there and just did like the normal post-career shows. And usually you get like 4 years of shows out of that. COVID hit. So I got 2 good seasons. And then I have a distinct memory of like sitting at my house sobbing as I'm going through email after email of like work canceled, work canceled, work canceled.
Mm.
So then I'm like, okay, I can't live in skating forever. This is not like I own a house now. I need to do something. So I went to school. And I blew through my undergrad in like 2 years and some change and met my husband. And from there, like it just kind of all fell into place. I became a mom. I
Mhm.
started grad school. I am literally about to wrap up the graduate portion of my degree like this month.
And lest we
And
forget, at one point about 3 years ago, she had the genius idea of starting a skating podcast.
Intuition.
I mean,
Gut
you
feeling.
guys, I knew this
And
would
now
be
she's
something.
the voice
Of a
in your
generation.
ears.
Yeah. Yeah. So there
She's
you go.
a voice of a generation.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Very specific time in history. Yeah. So that was the lore. I did not think my lore was going to be this long, but I appreciate it being so thorough. Wow.
It was just hard to like skip stuff.
Well,
Yeah,
and
no,
we
you're
were,
great.
I think especially like Adam was there for so much of it. So it's like
Yeah.
added perspective of like how
Yeah.
he saw it versus how you saw it. And then like, yeah, great job, Adam.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And
I
great
can't
job,
wait
Ashley,
until
on your life and career.
Yeah,
Oh,
great job.
thanks.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Keep it up.
We have had so many people who are like, okay, really excited for Adam lore, but we need a Sarah lore.
You're
and
gonna get it.
You are getting it. We promise. Up next.
I'm waiting for Adam to conduct the research interview. He can finally pay me back for all those years ago when I showed up at his house to interview him.
Adam, are you doing her lore?
I mean,
yeah.
you guys decide who wants to
Yeah,
tell.
Ashley, let's talk about who does it. Maybe we can take different chapters.
Yeah.
Well, I think someone has to do. I think we need dueling lore, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I have an idea.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening. We love you. We love lore. And of course, if you want to hear more, if you want to see those behind the scenes interviews, Patreon.
Yeah.
They've gotten a
Patreon.com.
video every single week.
Yeah, video. Well, also, I don't know if everybody knows this, but I'm not really like a big video podcast person. I like to listen.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are a Patreon member and you get the Patreon app, you can just listen.
Yes. That's how
If you're on the website, it's harder because you're like on the video. But if you get the app, you can just listen and lock your phone like a normal podcast. So
that's nice.
Just want to throw that tip out there because
Yeah.
my friend texted me that today. He was like, "Oh, I didn't know it could do this." I was like, "Neither did I." So now I'm spreading the good news.
The gospel. The Patreon
gospel.
gospel.
Patreon. Wow.
Here we
All
go.
Ashley,
right.
thank you so much.
Adam, thank you so much.
Love
Thank
you
you
all.
both. Thank you both so much. We love you. We will be back next week.
Yes, we will.
Bye.
Bye.